This sports broadcast proudly brought to you by your locally owned Telstra stores at Kings Meadows.
Welcome to Windsor Park. City Park Radio 103.7 and 96.5, and also the Bupa TSL live stream. And it's 1 versus 2 on the ladder. It's the Northern Derby. It's the second of the year. It's North Launceston coming into the home ground of the Blues, Windsor Park, for what should be a great encounter here this afternoon in round 7 TSL action. With me in commentary today, first of all, back on the microphone, Matthew McGee. G'day, Macca.
Yeah, good afternoon, Dave, and good afternoon to all of our listeners. Yeah, well, Dave, this is the one we've all been waiting for, to be honest, isn't it?
Yep.
Especially after round 1, where it was all talked up how good Launceston were, and North Launceston took them to the cleaners by 60-odd points. So today, you know, the teams are both 5-1. Launceston have obviously got a lot of ins. We'll talk about those in a moment. And North Launceston, yeah, look, they're the team everyone wants to beat. This is really Launceston's chance today, I believe.
Absolutely. And in the experts chair today is Michael Walker. G'day, Maxie. It's a lot's happened since round 1, and 2 different combinations, different looking combinations coming in here today.
Yes, there is that. There is, Dave. It's a big changes for Launceston, 7 today, and like Macca just said, we'll talk about those later. And North, again, just fairly settled. Only the one change, I think, from memory this week. No Bart. So, yeah, look, I think anyone who's interested in footy would be really keen to get along here and have a look today. There's a few people around, but thought there might have been a few more.
Scar, a few cars still coming in, so we're a few minutes away from siren time, and it's Dave Gruber here on Stats. Welcome, Grove. Gruber's not mic'd up, but welcome to you. We've got our boundary riders as well. Macca, let's talk about some of the changes the Blues have brought in, and you know some of these guys from the Mariners. You're a keen observer of the Tassie Mariners.
Yeah, of course, the Mariners finished their campaign last week, and there's a few boys that have been selected in the Allies. They're not playing today, and Chase Jones, Taron Thomas. But there's a few boys that are back in. Miller Hodges in. Thomas Mundy was to be in, but he's out. Tonsillitis, I think you might have mentioned.
Sonny Whiting's in.
Sonny Whiting is in from the selected side, but also Jamison House, who didn't actually play last week. I think I said to you guys on air,
yep.
He was out with the flu, but he's in today for Launceston, as well as a young 17-year-old Jared Dakin. He's in. But I think the biggest in terms of size and in terms of what he can bring to the team is Joby Harper. He coming off an ankle reconstruction. He's had 5 or 6 weeks probably
yep.
in the twos, and he's going to go into that midfield, play back, and just do whatever he wants. And Max, before he was injured, even that year he had at Burnie, he was a dominant force in the TSL.
He certainly was, Macca. Multiple player for the state, good all round. You know, got a big tank, just runs and runs and runs. So it'll be interesting to see in what capacity that Launceston are going to use him.
Yeah, and look, on that midfield battle, boys, you know, is going to be it, isn't it? You know, Tom Couch is in today. He's that fly-in player, so that's a great in for North Launceston from their first round meeting. But just that midfield battle is going to be number one. And to hear about the ground conditions, I think we've got Warney down on the boundary.
G'day,
yes,
Warney.
you do. Hey, Macca. Hello, Dave. How we going, guys? It's pretty good down here. It's pretty breezy, though. It's about 14 degrees is what the weatherman is telling us at the minute. But the sun is out, so beautiful in those conditions. But there is a fair bit of breeze going down towards the city end, so a northerly pushing it out, as we have a lot of the times out here at Windsor Park. And we saw the toss just happen a couple of minutes ago, and Launceston has won the toss and decided to go with the wind towards the city. So they're hoping to get a pretty good start get on the board early, so with that one. So the players are heading out into position now. I've got Chris here with me on the boundary, and Chris, I'm sure you're looking forward to a good game today too.
It's going to be a cracker, isn't it? And it's a bit chilly. I think the guys have to run around a bit to keep warm. Even though the sun's out, that breeze is quite chilly. Even though it's 14 degrees, it feels cooler than that.
So we'll be right, though. We are rugged up here on the boundary line, ready for a cracking contest for the local derby, and I think it might be a little bit closer than last time we saw these two sides meet.
Cheers, Warney and Chris. So down the boundary, we'll hear from you again during the day. So that's Warney down the boundary. Macca, what are some of the matchups you're looking at? Well, he's going to play on Thorpe, do you think?
Yeah, well, I've just seen Thorpe. He's obviously going to go forward. They've got a few options down there, haven't they? Young's down there. Jackie Avent's probably a little bit undersized. We're just going to have a look and see who matches up on him. Michael Tang, of course, the new season recruit, but he's going to be Young.
Connie Young.
It's going to be Connie Young's going to take him at the other end of the ground. There's some magnificent matchups. Garnis has got Burt. Of course, Burt kicked 6 in round one when these teams meet. And Joey Boyce has got
That's
Bradley
a good one.
Cox-Goodger. Cox-Goodger's going to start out of the square. So they're going to go head-to-head here. Alex Lee and Hamish Leedham back into the side this week. That's going to be a pivotal battle, the ruckman. So Lee, North Launceston, Leedham, Launceston. Not a bad bounce, high bounce from the umpire. Ball comes down from Leedham. Gives it over to Denellen. He can't take it. Comes through. There's Rundle. Another one back in over to Hines. Good to see he's had a haircut, Maxwell. He goes out in front of Rushton, but the ball's taken over there by Sharon Egger. Comes back inboard. Left foot. Nice kick. There's Jake Smith. Goes by hand. Goes to Blackberry. Inside. Left foot kick. Here's Thorpe. First battle. Goes out of bounds. Right forward pocket.
In fact, I think snuck in for a behind.
Snuck in for a behind.
Oops.
So there's the first score on the board. Launceston one behind. And as Warney said, they're kicking towards the city end, so a slight breeze going in there. Connie Young, short kick. Oh, he's turned the ball over. Blackberry swoops. He's going to come right side. Gets the ball back in quick. Thorpe again, but it's going to go out of bounds. This time in the right forward pocket. And yeah, 1 versus 1. Both these sides 5-1. Tommy Bennett, another big matchup. Looks like Casey Brown's got him, so a little bit undersized, the Launceston defenders. That probably is their Achilles heel, Max, isn't it, that defence of Launceston.
It is, Macca. They don't have a lot of height there without Vandervelde.
And so big kick out to the boundary. And it's out of bounds, off hands. Mercury Cup score, Launceston 9-20-74, defeated North Launceston 4-1-25 earlier today.
That's always a pretty good indication, the Mercury Cup, because it shows the depth in the squads, and Launceston have a great list in this TSL season 2018.
Lee up against Leedham, to the front, Denellen gets a quick kick away, to the edge of 50, Mark dropped there, spills to Rushton, tackled from behind by Donnelly, releases, Tang with a handball, is only as far as Shepherd. It's still in contest there with Foon. He tries to break through. He's tackled. Is he pushed in the back? Is he holding the ball? No, it's a ball up. About 25, 30 metres out from the Launceston goal. So a lot of players around this contest. It's thrown up by the umpire. Thorpe and Lee out here towards Rundle. He might have got a push in the back. Play on. Taken by Whitford. Kicks near side here looking for Donnelly. Riley's got him. In fact, it's not Donnelly. It's Jaden Harris. Beg your pardon. He releases the ball. Hines, short handball to Shepherd. Quickly towards the edge of 50. Knocked away by Tang. Contest there. North Launceston try and break free. Pressure's hot early. Tang's in there. He releases a handball. Picked up by Couch. He tries to break through.
Gone.
And he's gone. And then the free kick, resulting free kick, will go to Blackberry.
So Blackberry, couple of early touches. His left foot kick. Thorpe's been left behind. Connie Young, legend of the footy. That's good work. Comes out to Foon, goes down the line. Leedham's there for Launceston. Going up is Pearce. Can't take the mark. Down the front, quick kick. Denellen. And he finds his teammate on the lead. Just trying to get a visual on that
Jamison
one.
House, mate.
Jamison House, it is too. The big blonde. Looked a little bit like Jake Nunn to start with. I knew he was back in the twos today, so I knew it wasn't
Kicked a
him.
few.
And here's Jamison House, the good-sized former Burnie TSL player, Mariners. And as we said, he missed the Mariners last week with the flu. But he's a good size up forward. Really good defensive efforts he'll put on as well today. So Jamison House, 10 in from the boundary, city end of the ground. Starts it out right, trying to bring it back, and it doesn't. It misses that right side again. And there's the second behind on the board for Launceston. So there are 2 behinds. North Launceston yet to go into attack.
Jay Foon with kicking out duties. He's looking to come towards the commentary side of the ground now. He changes his mind. He's asked to play on, so he goes long. Gets good distance with the kick into the breeze. Bennett takes a good mark out in front. Releasing handball to Whitford. Up the wing now. Contest here with Boyce and Cox-Goodger. That's going to be a great matchup. Boyce in good form. Kicks up the wing and finds Sonny Whiting. Late inclusion.
I think that's who he was meant to go to. I think he was looking for Palfram and just went over the top. And luckily for Launceston, Whiting takes the mark. So Whiting, half-back flank. Here's Jamison House again. Geez, I'm impressed with his size. He might look a little bit bigger in the Blues jumper. So House looks out to that fat side of the ground. Can't find him. Jackie Avent butters up as he does each and every week for the North Launceston Bombers. Rella Kelly Mansell can't take the footy. Trying to work over there is Jackie Avent, forward pocket. And it's going to be a throw in. So the TSL battle, 1v2. You're listening to City Park Radio, 103.7 or 96.5, or you might even be on the live stream via the Tasmanian State League. Maxie.
Just interesting where Sonny Whiting started. He hasn't really moved out of the centre square yet, so
yeah,
not playing forward at the moment.
He had the same sort of role last week, Maxie.
You boys thought he was all right last week.
I actually did.
They omitted him, but maybe it was an omission because they thought they already
a lot of
knew
players
that,
to come back into.
maybe they already knew that the player was going to be out there in Monday. But he's out Monday, not playing today for Launceston. Ball comes forward. There's Burt, the big bulky Burt. Goes over the top, comes inboard. Can't get it forward here at the moment. Well taken there by Harrison. He looks in forward to Pearce. Here's Couch. He goes to 50. It's a scrubby kick, but he finds Whitford. He's got all the time in the world. Boys sucked off it. Here he goes over the top to Couch and over the top to Big Sauce Donnelly. First goal of the game. Big Sauce Donnelly played a few Mariners matches earlier on as well. And Big Sauce. And Joey Boyce was caught in no man's land there. He didn't know who to go to. And even though it was a scrubby kick, they had all the time in the world from Couch. And ended up finding Big Sauce over the top. And there's the first one on the board. Thomas Donnelly playing as a wing. He's a nice size for a wingman, isn't he, boys? He comes in there.
Great aerobic capacity too there from Couch, Maxie.
It was. It'll be really interesting. Obviously, he's got a couple of games under his belt now, Dave, but it'll just be interesting as the season goes on, how much fitter he gets and how many games he plays.
Great team goal there from the Bombers. They're on the board first. 1 goal straight, 6, 2 behinds, 2 points. Denellen takes it. He's confronted. Palfreyman is over the shoulders called. And the free kick will go to Denellen against Mark Walsh.
Interesting that Sonny Whiting is in fact Donnelly's opponent. So 1 to Donnelly.
As inside 50, Denellen. Big pack. Tang was there. Hines to House. Hands to Whiting. In tight there. Gets a nice little kick away. And the mark's taken there by Jared Dakin. Big raps on this boy, Macca.
Yeah, really good raps. 17-year-old. He was All-Australian under 15 a couple of years back. And he's played in the Mariners. He's been nearly in their best, 4 out of their 5, if not 5 out of 5 games. He actually kicked a goal from right in this position last week down at Kingborough.
Let's see how he goes. Jared Dakin from the boundary line for goal. Not a bad kick. Across the face. 1 behind. Just missing a few opportunities early, the Blues. And too young for the Allies, Macca?
Well, yeah, they don't tend to play too many 17-year-olds in the Allies, just to give the 18-year-olds a go. Mitch O'Neill from down south, he's a 17-year-old named in the Allies squad.
Kick out from fullback by Rick DeSalter to the far side. Oh, nearly a strong mark in front. It might be paid. It is. And that's Jay Blackberry. He started well.
Blackberry. We've seen it in the past over the years, haven't we, that if they sit on Blackberry, he can hardly touch it. But at the moment, he's just rolling around and doing as he pleases. Pretty good game last week, boys.
Yeah, absolutely. He's in good form this year. He goes short to the pocket and he finds Gillow. Goal sneak there, and he's on the right side for his left foot. He knows this ground pretty well. Played lots of junior footy here, Jimmy Gillow. And he always bobs up for a couple of goals or 2 or 3 goals a week. On the boundary line. Looks like he's going to go around the corner. He does so now, James Gillow. He's across the face too and misses. 1 behind. 1 goal straight, North Launceston. 4 behinds, 4 points to Launceston. We've been playing about 8 minutes.
Yeah, so peppering the goals early with this slight breeze, but it's hard to get through the big sticks, Max.
Not having much luck so far, Macca, no.
There is getting good distance into that breeze, though. I don't think it's a massive advantage.
You're going to have to run it, and that's what they did to get their first goal, did North Launceston. Foon comes out and over the top. House is there again for Launceston. Alex Lee at the fall of the ball. The ruckman. Here's Couch. He's going to be dangerous all day. Looks like Tyrrell's got his match up when he goes forward. Dylan Riley, ex-Devonport and South Launceston player. He goes back inside, nearly caught. They don't quite get him. They've got to lay the tackle. Comes back to Couch. In outside 50. It's going to be all about the bounce. It takes a leg break to the left. And Tom Couch from outside 50 got the bounce he needed. It's through for a goal. Great pressure there from the North Launceston players on Riley. The spectators were calling for ball, but they didn't grab him, didn't hold the tackle, Max.
No,
but in the end, they didn't need to because he actually turned the ball over, and Tom Couch, the recipient, kicks the goal from outside 50. So there's the wind, Dave.
But didn't he do it well, though? He didn't kick it into the wind, did he, Max? He kept it low.
So Ryan Tyrrell, big job for the youngster in Tyrrell to be playing on Couch. 0 goals for Launceston. They trail North Launceston 2 straight 12. 2 great running team goals.
City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5. Thanks to our sponsor, Telstra Stores, Quadrant Mall and Kings Meadows. Back in the centre, secondary ball up. Umpire Tom McEntee takes control.
So it looks like it could be Cox Goodger swapping on ball there with Couch, I'd say. Cox Goodger's gone on ball now.
Lead him. Handball's over his head here. towards Lockie Young, the birthday boy. Releases to Ponting. Quick kick forward. Tyrrell up against Couch. Great matchup, as Macca said. Bannister, I think, picks it up, wearing an unusual number. And he's tackled to the ground.
Holding the ball.
Holding the ball. Wearing number 61 is Dakota Bannister. There's Ryan Tyrrell. And he's in great form as well. One of those Blues half-backs. Really puts in a bad game. Kicks forward. Here looking for Thorpe. Can't take the mark. Lockie Young there. Handballs towards Blackberry. Thumps it forward. Rushton overruns it. House is in there. And I think we're going to get a ball up about 25 metres out from goal.
He's welcome to season 2018 for Joby Harper, because young Mason-Garb, he's gone with Harper every step of the way so far. So it looks like he could be getting tagged, Big Head Harper.
There's lead towards Cox Goodger on the ball. Fighting for it is Harper as we speak. Quick kick forward by Lee. Over the back there is Tang. Nobody can take possession. I think that might be Harrison. I thought they fell on his back there, but umpire says no. It'll be a ball up, right half forward for Launceston. They trail by 8 points.
Of course, no TSL games down in Hobart today, Foz, because the Kangaroos are hosting the Giants. Thought you might have made your way down, but it's North Melbourne 34, lead the Giants 10.
Might be a breeze down there. There's a free kick to Harper. He's in the action against Cox Goodger on the far side of the ground. Joby goes low here looking for Thorpe. Thumped away by Connor Young. He's doing well early days. Picked up. Chance for the Blues at half forward, although now taking it away well is Cousins. He shows some poise, but his delivery isn't great. It's out of bounds on the full far side. It's Launceston 4, North Launceston 12.
The resulting kick's going to be Miller Hodge, one of those Mariner boys. And a pretty consistent season for the Mariners. Good runner, really good pressure player.
Interesting stat for you in the next stoppage. In fact, right now, Macca, inside 50s, 9-2, Launceston's favour. So 2 inside 50s for 2 goals for North Launceston.
Yeah, well, one of them wasn't even an inside 50, Dave, because it was kicked from outside. But, yeah, they're just wasting their chances here at the moment at Launceston.
Terrible basic mistake then from young Miller as well. Just didn't give himself enough room on the mark and kicked it straight into the mark.
Coach killer, Max.
It is.
It's a coach killer.
No pressure, had all the time in the world.
It's just a mental mistake. Normally happens late in the games when tiredness sets in. Shouldn't happen now. Leadham up in the ruck against Pearce. Leadham takes front spot. Goes to his left-hand side and it's out of bounds again for another throw-in.
Speaking of coach killers, Macca, Lightning, how'd they go today?
Launceston Lightning 3-2 down after being 2-0 up at half-time, Max. So the under-12 Lightning, we've got a little bit of work to do. We're, languishing towards the bottom of the ladder after a few rounds. The coach might have to be looked at. Boundary throw in and it stacks on the mill. So the ball's over in front of the interchange boxes, just slightly forward of centre for Launceston. Leadham could have been pushed. Play on. Goes out the back to Launceston. There's Shepherd. Over the top. Looks for House. He's in everything at the moment. Gets it back. Ball smothered by Donnelly. And it goes out of bounds again. Far pocket. We might be on the wrong side, Dave. We haven't seen one bit of play this side yet.
Tom Donnelly in the Mariners this year, Macca?
I played a few early games as a 19-year-old overager. So I think once they started working out that things were going pretty well, give the younger boys a game. Donnelly finds himself back in the TSL, which is, good for him and good for North Launceston. Donnelly goes left, goes right. He's caught with a footy though. It's a great tackle. It's going to be a free kick to Launceston. And on the far side, that's Jimmy Gillow. So Gillow, left foot, looks for Thorpe again. He's got a couple of metres on his opponent. Pumps out the big chest as Mitch Thorpe, and he takes it. Only a couple of metres in right forward pocket. And he's had the leads. They just haven't been able to hit him early on, Max. But a big job for Connor Young.
It is a big job, and looks like Connor might have landed awkwardly on his ankle then. He's not in a real good space standing there on the mark, so I'm not quite sure what's going on here with Mitch. He's going around the corner.
The leading TSL goal kicker with 27, looks for his 28th, but he sprayed that one, everything, and that's gone out of bounds on the full left forward pocket. Yeah, Connor Young's definitely pulled up a little bit ginger there at the moment. He's limping away. And Mitch Thorpe, he wouldn't be happy with that one, Thorpe. Goes out of bounds. They were going to switch the ball to Young, but they knew he was in trouble. So they come down the line looking for Bennett and Hines. He's Bennett over the top. Couch is there at the fall of the ball. The ball goes out of bounds in front of Couch and Shepherd. And it's swung over to the other side of the ground. And it's going to be a boundary throw in. You're listening to City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5. Bringing you all the local sport. And you're going to listen to David Mohr.
As the ball falls a bit short from the throw-in to the breeze. Falls to the front. There's Bannister. Has a releasing handball to Ponting. Can't find him. Ponting fights his way through about 3 tackles. Still gets a handball away. No clear possession. Bannister with strength. Gives it up though to Boyce. Boyce dodges and weaves. He in turn is dispossessed by Whitford. Couch goes in hard. It's hard footy in there at the moment. Denellen lays a tackle. And the umpire says ball it up as there's a bit of push and shove. And the umpire's picked out a free kick.
Dakota Bannister wearing 61, Dave, is that?
Yep.
It's 61 Dakota Bannister?
Yep, it certainly is. So whether he had an
It's an
early blood rule or
interesting
something, I'm not sure. But as Denellen with possession, had a bad knee injury early in the year. Mackie, you were here when that happened?
Well, I thought it was a broken leg or knee, but he a couple of weeks out, he's back, so it's great to see.
Kicks long, does Denellen, and takes a mark there as Whiting. Sonny Whiting has taken the mark. Now he loves these near the goalpost. We saw him kick goal of the year in one of the finals last year. So he's pointing there to the player 10 metres away. So he's going to go around the corner, Sonny Whiting, for the Blues' first goal. Whiting, and he hits the post. One behind. Five behind, 5 points for Launceston, and North Launceston 2 goals straight, 12. We're across about 16 minutes in this first quarter.
Yeah, you're right about Denellen. It was up that end of the city end of the ground, and he looked to have done a really bad injury, but he's turned into a really solid midfielder for Launceston after starting on a half-back flank in his younger years. Comes down the line as North Launceston looking for Bennett again. Can't grab it. Good spoil. Couch again. Set play, that one, I reckon. They've done it twice in a row. Here's Egger down the line. Cox Goodger. Set upon by Boyce. The ball was on the line and Boyce said, I'll take it. But the umpire said, no. Out of bounds. Right in front of the scoreboard here at Windsor Park. The Battle of Windsor. We've titled it as, Dave.
Absolutely.
Of course,
Big day for Windsor.
the royal wedding at Windsor Castle today, Maxie. Tonight, you'll be all over that, won't you?
I'm excited.
Meghan Markle,
I'm
Prince
excited
Harry,
about it, Macca.
having a little high tea. Maxie, one of the greatest royals we know. Ball comes down from House. We'll get back to that. Here's Whitford, could have been taken high. Now could have been holding the footy. Harper comes barrelling through. Sends Egger onto his backside. Here's Tang. He's a good sized Tang. It goes past him though. Over to Sonny Whiting. Here's Pulfreman. First goal, Launceston. There it is, Brody Pulfreman. And it was a tough job for Lonnie to get there first. But Pulfreman breaks the 50. Great hand, Sonny Whiting. And first goal, Brody Pulfreman. And Launceston 1-5-11, trail North Launceston 2 goals 12.
They needed that, Macca. All the forward entries that they've had, Dave mentioned it earlier, it was 2-9.
It's 12-2 now.
12-2. And look, they needed that goal. Really need another couple now. I'm not quite sure how much longer to go, Dave. How many?
Probably about another 8-9 minutes.
8-9 minutes.
Yeah.
So they haven't made good use of that breeze.
As back in the middle, leading the head-outs at the moment, Launceston 10-6. House in the ruck now. He sort of wins it, but not to advantage. Although here we go now with Rundle back in the team today. Handballs come out now towards Boyce from Harper. Boyce to half forward to Jake Smith. Can't take the mark. Falls to the back. Aaron Richter Solder there. Oh, he runs into a tackle from Jackie Rushton. And Rushton gets the ball. Releases to Ponting though. Ponting's handball towards the boundary line. Out of bounds. How about that tackle from Jack Rushton, boys?
Oh, that's what you learn in the regional leagues, Dave. Rocher Lee, the boy, via the Swans, East Coast Swans.
He's kicked a couple of goals here and there too, Jackie Rushton. He's
Bang.
handy around goals. He's adapted well to life here at Launceston. Boundary throw in. 12-11, tight contest early. Not a lot of open footy. Bit breezy here today at Windsor Park. Ponting, beautiful handball to Bannister, whose kick might stay in because of the breeze. Tyrrell and Whitford are there. And which way is this going to go?
He's copped one here, Tyrrell. He copped a little backhand arrow, completely accidental. He's a little bit wobbly on his feet, Max.
As
copped him on the chin.
Whitford to half forward to Burtz. Goes high over Riley. Falls to the front to Jaden Harris. Can't take it. Blackberry wants to release handball. He's got one here to Riley. Gathers it with a fortuitous bounce. To the wing now to Palfreyman. Can't take it first time. Good work there by Ponting. Donnelly this way, that away. Half back now to Tang. Got space as Tang. Gets around Rushton. Gets around Rundle. Releases to Donnelly. Fan ball to a player under pressure there in Cox Goodger. He kicks off a step to half forward. Holds up in the breeze. No one can take the ball. That might have been Cousins in there. Can't take possession, Macca.
Maxie, it's really hard, isn't it, new players coming into the team to get that team aspect, knowing what's going on. And, new players of their club this year. I want to talk to you about Dylan Riley in a moment.
As that was Mazengarb in there, beg your pardon, not Cousins, as the ball comes out now. Look away handball from Riley. Only taken there by Jaden Harris. He tries to fight his way through. He might be penalised. Be a ball up.
Yeah, boys, how have you seen Riley's season so far? You've watched him a couple more times than me. He was a premier half-back in the competition. I'm just not seeing as much output from him as I have seen in the past.
Yeah, he's got a different role across half-back, Macca. He's been okay. But
Yeah.
there's this...
But he was that at Devonport and South Lonnie and that as well, and he was dominant run and carry of the footy. His disposal hasn't always been great. I reckon they're sitting on him a bit, the opposition.
Rundle, half-back, kicks, not a good one. Tries to find Rushton. Lockie Young's there. Rushton might get a second opportunity, though it's taken away by Richter Solder. His handball's not great. And it's going to be a ball up on the far side. It's 1-5-11 Launceston. North Launceston, 2 goals straight, 12. We've been playing 20 minutes. Here's Macca.
We watched him here the other week, didn't we, against the Tigers, Dylan Riley, and got heaps of it. But
Yep.
I guess the real test is against quality opposition like today.
See how he goes.
Boundary throw in, quick kick to Nellen, scrub forward. Here's Roller Kelly Mansell, was good early last week. Listen to your boys' call on the way home from Hobart, and he was pretty electric, wasn't he, Roller?
Yep.
But this one goes out of bounds, right forward pocket. He can't quite grab it, the big Roller machine.
He's on his wrong side then, just
Yeah,
couldn't get
the
round
old
onto his
left
left
footer
foot.
looking for it. So, yeah, no, he was pretty electric
Yeah,
early, wasn't he, last
his
week?
best game
You boys
seen
were...
him play for quite a while. He played a different sort of role, almost an on-ball midfielder.
What's happened here? I think he might have given away a free kick. It's going to be a free kick to North Launceston. So it goes down the line, right in front of the interchange boxes. Can't take the ball there is Jordan Cousins. The ball goes out of bounds. The umpire's just having another look. He's trying to take control here, and he's going to give another free kick. This one's going to go to Whitford. So they're not taking anything behind the play, the umpires. And it's going to be a free kick to Whitford. He comes back inboard.
I think it's Foon, Mac, is it?
Foon.
Yep.
Just goes straight back down the line again. Oh, over the top. Excellent mark there from Launceston was Tom Shepherd.
Might
No,
have
it's
been
House
Toby.
again. No, it's House, I think. Or Harper. We'll give it to
Harper,
Harper.
yep.
Harper. Wearing a different number than what we're used to these days, big harps. Riley. Rushton. Inside all, that's nearly 50. He was in the way there. Was Harris, but he got away with it, and it's a resultant turnover. And Tom Couch takes the mark. Half-back flank. Yeah, they come from behind the mark. Could have easily been 50. Couch goes back out to those interchange box side of the ground. Down at the ground is Walsh. Haven't called his name much. Scrubs the ball forward. Here's Tom Bennett coming out. Over the top to Walsh. On the end of it is Bannister. He's got Burt over the top. Decides to go himself and mightn't get there. Burt still got it on his chest, and he takes the mark. 15 metres out, but on a really tight angle. The wind's not going to help. Burt comes inside. Oh, he was looking for Ponting. Goes over the top, and it's found Holfreman.
Only their third inside 50 here for North Launceston. They lead the game by 1 point. Big opportunity there. Probably wasted as now it's cleared by North Launceston, although here it comes again. Cox Goodger takes a mark on the wing. Short releasing kick here to Callum Harrison in the side today. Replacing McCulloch. Gets a short handball now to Foon. Foon inside 50. Burt over the back. Can't quite take it. And here's a Gannis working hard. Casey Brown's in there. Bennett, in fact that was Whitford, over to Bannister. He's tackled by Boyce strongly. And we're going to get down to Adam Child in just a moment, who's got some news on the boundary. We'll just wait for another stoppage.
Yes, Warnie.
Warnie, what
have
do you got
down
for
there?
us?
After the beep, I'll get back to you.
Oh.
Thanks.
Oh, there's his
I
voicemail.
think he's trying to call us.
Oh, that was a deep voice. Adam Warren Child,
We'll
wasn't it?
get back to him in a minute as it kicked off the ground by Leadham out towards the boundary. It's going to roll out of bounds. Launceston 1-5-11. North Launceston 2 goals straight, 12. And now we've got Warnie. What do you got for us, mate?
Yeah, sorry guys, we're playing a bit of cat and mouse there, but just wanted to say there's a fair bit of feeling down here at ground level. Fair bit of chirping between both sides, and a few sore bodies, I think, taking a few big hits at this stage.
It's a physical game as Walsh, long handball inside 50. Thanks, Warnie. As it's at half forward now for the Bombers. Kelly Mansell, handball to Aganis. Aganis short up the wing. Here's House in a contest with Jackie Avent, who takes it, steams away. Short inside 50 to Zach Burt. And he might be too far out to score with this breeze into his face. He goes quickly, keeps it low. Couch is hovering, but taking the mark in front is Joey Boyce.
Joey Boyce got the big job down there today on Cox Goodger when he goes forward. Tommy Couch there as well. This is Leadham, one of the skippers. Chris Savage, of course, is out of the side. Mark's taken, half back. Launceston is trying to play this little chip over the top game. Polfreman, oh, he's going to be caught from behind. He handballed it out in front. The umpire says play on. Comes back, Cox Goodger Inside 50, looking for Couch. This wind's playing a little bit of havoc with both forwards at either end. And it goes out of bounds. North Launceston end of the ground. Left forward pocket. So the scores, Launceston 1-5-11, trail North Launceston 2 straight 12.
Launceston 6 marks inside 50 to 2.
Quite a strong breeze too. If you have a look at the kicks that North have put up where they've held up into the breeze, it's probably a 3 or 4 goal breeze, so they're doing all right at the moment.
Doing well.
The Robins.
Pearce down the front, Cox-Goodger special on the left, and I think he's kicked it. He has, Bradley Cox-Goodger. He gets them from anywhere, does Cox-Goodger. And it was an excellent piece of ruck work over the top from Pearce. Down to Cox-Goodger, left foot snap. And there's North Launceston's third goal. They've kicked 3 straight 18. Launceston have faltered a little bit in front of goal. They're 1-5-11. And Maxie Walker.
Yeah, look, the amount of play that the Blues have had, you would expect them to be certainly at least level, but certainly should be in front with the amount of play that they've had in their forward 50. And
what's the stoppages, boys? Stoppages,
Clearances.
Clearances?
8 to 5.
Yeah, 8 to 5.
Way.
So they're winning all the stats at the moment. Launceston just in front of the goals.
Back in the middle. And it's Lee this time. Gets it those straight towards Harper, is it?
Yeah.
Takes it. He's slung to the ground. Hope he's all right. He gets up slowly. He's dragged up by his opponent. He might have caught one in the head there as his Cousins now on the other side of the ground. He takes it. Zooms away with the pace of Jordan Cousins, but gives it straight up to Miller Hodge. Hodge kicks quickly up to half forward. Kelly Mansell in a tussle. Can't quite take the mark. Jake Smith there. He picks the ball up. Handballs over to a nest of Bombers. They are a nest. As here comes Michael Tang to the wing. Nice delivery out the front here of Walsh. He can go if he gets it. First go. Harper's still there. He stops. And Walsh kicks to half forward. Here looking for Burt. Over the back it's Tyrrell. Tyrrell to Aganis. He's confronted. Aganis in trouble.
Free kick to Tyrrell.
Back on play. Yeah, it was a throw.
Nah, free kick to Tyrrell downfield. He was held onto after he got rid of it.
Thanks,
and
Macca.
It's going to be a downfield, which is really an across the field.
So a good bit of sportsmanship there before. I think it was Mark Walsh who just kept an eye on Joby Harpy when he went to ground. Was a bit slow to get up, and he actually gave him a hand up. So that's good to see. Kick towards the wing. Bennett picks it up. Good low down for a big fella is Tommy Bennett. Contested possession. Might be play on here as it comes out to Blackberry. He realises he's got all the time, so he steadies to Rulla Kelly Mansell. He's got a release here in Jake Smith. Handball's not a great one. He might get it back to Rulla. He does. Rulla might look for Thorpe on the lead. Waits to kick nicely, and Thorpe takes the mark.
The problem is, boys, Thorpe was 20 out if that ball had been good. Now he's 50 out. So he'd led and he had his opponent on toast. Thorpe comes around on that big arc, puts it out to the right. Does Mitch Thorpe? Looks to come back. Does it sneak in? No, it doesn't. Might have hit the base of the post right side. It did indeed. There's another point to Mitchell Thorpe. So, yeah, look, he should have had that shot from 20 out, Max.
He should have.
That handball from Rulla.
The poor handball to Smith's feet just took all the momentum out of it for the Blues then.
Lockie Young gets the kick in, just in front of Rulla Kelly Mansell. So, Lockie Young down the line, looking for Bennett again. Definitely a set play to that side of the ground. Pearce, good hands. Here's Whitford. They're one of those piercing passes. They're over the back again. Cox-Goodger. He's only got a Garnis to beat. He swings around on the left as Cox-Goodger. It's going to bounce at the top of the square. Oh, and it's the left-hand post as Cox-Goodger. And right as the siren goes, North Launceston 3-1-19. They lead Launceston 1 goal 6-12. Will that come back to haunt them because they put a lot of work in? Just a few disposal errors and a few missed shots at goal. And the goal kickers, Max, for North Launceston, it was 1 to Cox-Goodger, a ripper, 1 to Tom Couch, which was even just as good from outside 50, and Thomas Donnelly got things underway. So they've all got 1, and for Launceston, the single goal kicker is Brodie Polframan.
City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5, and the Bupa TSL live stream. Maxie, just some quick thoughts before we go back to the studio for some messages.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. One little good contest there, and they had a bit of a chit-chat about it after the ball left here in front of us a minute ago then as well, was for Launceston number 19, Thomas Shepherd, playing on Jordan Cousins, and I think Jordan was just telling him, this is the way I do it, mate, and I've been brought up at Rachel Lee, and I'm probably a little bit tougher than what you are. So I think that will lead into a pretty good contest throughout the day. Young Jackie Rushton's been in everything so far, and certainly leading the way for Launceston, and North are just, there's no standout, they're just all consistent, as we expect from the North Launceston teams that we've watched over the last 3 or 4 years. And, look, Launceston have got a big task this quarter. They need to be able to snavel a couple of goals as well, Dave, into this breeze.
Absolutely, Maxie. We'll talk more about what's coming up in the second quarter in just a moment, but for now, here's some messages from City Park Radio. We'll take a break now from the Bupa TSL live stream. City Park Radio broadcast 103.7 and 96.5. Thanks to Telstra Stores, Quadrant Mall and Kings Meadows for their support, and also the Bupa live stream. Got some of the team stats here at quarter time. Thanks to Dave Gruber for supplying those and helping us out each and every Saturday. North Launceston lead the hit-outs 13-12, so it's pretty even there. Clearances fairly even as well, 8-6. Inside 50s 13-9. One stage it was about 12-3, so North Launceston had a fair bit inside their own 50 in that last 10 minutes. So Launceston 13 inside 50s, North Launceston 9. Marks inside 50, 7 to Launceston, 2 to North Launceston. Shots on goal 7-4 favouring the Blues, and the free kicks 9-5 favouring the Blues. Look, they're not out of it, obviously, Maxie. It's been an interesting first quarter, and look, Launceston around the packs. Jay Blackberry's been great. Jake Hines, JV Harper started to do a little bit. So they're getting enough of it around the ball, aren't they? Yeah, they certainly are, Dave. But it's just the finish and the pressure that North are applying with them. Like you said, they look. Launceston had probably 3/4 of the play there, or even 7/8 of it. It was mostly down their end, but the 2 or 3 quick breaks that North Launceston got were the difference, because that's when they kicked their goals. Just on the overlap, quick transition from only half back, where you saw Couch running, you saw Whitford involved in a couple of exchanges there. So Launceston have got to focus on those star players of North to shut that down, that little run that they get. And once they get their tails up, North Launceston, that's normally rings alarm bells for most teams.
It was really interesting that quarter, Max. North Launceston really pushed all their forwards up the ground in general play, and they got them over the back 2 or 3 times, didn't they? Because we have spoken about that Launceston defence, and they load up midfield forward, but that defence is just a little bit scrappy. And, players like Jimmy Aganis and Joey Boyce, they just got caught too far up the ground and over the back, whether it was Couch or Cox Goodge or even Zach Burt probably should have kicked another. They just kept getting them over the back. They might structure up a little bit differently with the wind, you'd imagine.
Yeah, possibly. They just don't have the physicality, do they? The Launceston backline compared to what North come up with. Because North have got the capacity. If they're struggling down back, they'll throw Burt back there. Bennett to date hasn't played forward. He's been
up the ground as that that kick out
mid back. So they seem to have a bit more capacity to switch players around a bit at North compared to what Launceston have.
Look, they had plenty of chances. Launceston just didn't put it on the scoreboard. Leading possession getters for Launceston: four kicks, 1 handball to Blackberry. Mitch Thorpe, as we said, he had a few shots at goal. Danellen good in the midfield, 5 kicks, 1 handball. And Kelly Mansell has got on the end of a couple, and Jared Dakin up forward has had 5 touches as well. So not a lot of possession getters, and we know that Launceston love the possession game, don't they? They love to chip. Normally you see Smith or Blackberry and all these just racking up the touches. Haven't been able to do it so far. What are you pointing at, mate? Rushton?
Just looking. What's Rushton
just 1-on-1, mate. 1-on-1 Rushton, but a great tackle.
Mac, what do you make of Tom Couch's role in the team? He's sort of playing on ball and
on ball.
forward.
He can play where he wants, Tom Couch. But no, he's just so good clean below his knee. He's going to start in the centre square on this occasion. He's just so good. Cox Goodger and Couch are going to start. Down on the boundary, I think we've got the voice of Adam Child.
Yeah, g'day guys. Now, just come out of the Launceston huddle there, and they're really pumped with their competitiveness in that first quarter. I think that the stats sheet that they brought up and was showing there with the stoppages, the tackle count, and the contested possessions are really on top of North Launceston with that. And as you know, Sam Lonigan sort of saying that's the first time they think they've probably been challenged to that so far this year. So they're really happy with that. They just wanted to be settled now this quarter and just obviously going about things in a nice little way because they're pushing it uphill at the moment because they're going into that big breeze. And Chris went to the North Launceston room.
Yeah, they're pretty happy over there at North. A good start to the game, especially against the wind. They're very happy with that quarter and also with the win in the second quarter. They're looking forward to catching, going a little further in front.
And the siren goes here, ready to start the second quarter.
Thanks, boys. Second quarter of this top of the ladder TSL clash. Great bounce by the umpire. Lee and Leedham went at it. His Couch, as we mentioned, he's on ball. Lee gets a snap forward on the left, out in front of Pearce, but leading to the ball is Riley. That's what we want to see, Max. We want to see him hit this target, but there he goes. He misses it again. Only goes as far as Tang. Over the top. Here's Cousins, left foot, decides to handball. Ponting, handball again. Here's Whitford. He's all on his own inside 50. He just pops it up and literally does. Here's Burt's going to fly against two. Good work, Boyce and Aganis. Tackled well in the square. It's going to be a push in the back, and it's going to go a free kick to Launceston. But good forward pressure. They just seem to be able to find that player over the top today, do North Launceston. Miller Hodge takes the ball. Defensive forward pocket, defensive back pocket here for Launceston. He's run out of bounds, Max. Oh, my goodness.
That's two mistakes.
Maxwell, he's gone off the mark, and he's run out of bounds. Actually, the umpire said, we're going to give you a second chance because you're only young. And no, I think he wasn't actually behind his mark to start with. So he's going to get a reprieve, is Miller Hodge. He won't do it this time. Oh, geez, he has done it. Oh, he hasn't come back in. Oh, dear. Anyway, Harper.
Found the target.
Oh, jeepers, Miller. Just run inboard a little bit further. Joby Harper. He's going to go over the top, looking for Blackberry. Going to be beset upon by that man, that big fella in Bannister. And Blackberry's going to know if the kicks go up like that all day. Blackberry's going to have a bit of a headache tonight because Bannister beset upon him.
He's
a boundary throw in front of the North Launceston. Yeah, my word, he's a big unit.
Yeah.
Going to be a boundary throw in front of the North Launceston change rooms. Really quiet atmosphere here at the moment. There's a nice little crowd building over on the can bar. Just waiting for the ball. Here's Couch. He goes long and strong. It might go through. Tom Couch from outside 50 again. Tom Couch, welcome back to Tasmania, son. Oh, that's his second goal from outside 50, and that was just on the breeze, and it just took off. And North Launceston, they skip away now, Dave Mohr, 4-1-25, lead Launceston 1-6-12.
And I forgot to start the time clock there, Macca, so add 2 minutes to it every time. Sorry
the issue is here, just for our listeners and viewers, we actually can't see the scoreboard or the time clock because we're on the this side of the ground to it. So we've sort of got to duck our head around the corner. They do have the blind up though today, Dave. Yeah, 2.5 minutes gone. 1-6-12 Launceston, 4-1-25 North Launceston. So Tom Couch, 2 goals.
Fantastic work by Couch, and you can see the effect of that breeze there. It went over the top of the defending players. Back in the middle, Blues need to answer that one. Leedham picks up beautifully with a big fella with a one hand. His kick's not great, but it might get to the advantage here of House up against Tang. House tries to get rid of Cousins. He's tackled. Here's Michael Tang again, the boy from Victoria. He's tackled by Riley. He might be holding the ball there. Mac has called it. Umpire was lenient.
Drop it. Max called it. I called it. Looks like, Dave, there is a breeze probably down at Blunston because the Giants are in front by 2 now.
Yep.
Even though he didn't go down and hold the banner this time, they've still managed to find the lead just before half-time.
Suns started yet? Are they still...
Suns?
No.
Just trying to get the millions of Chinese supporters into the ground.
Here's Paul Freeman short towards House. Barely 15. Goes short to Denellen. Here's a chance for the Blues. They've got the overlap. Over here towards Miller Hodge. Hangs up in the breeze. Releasing handball is a good one to Hines. Hines long to Aganis. He's got Shepherd over the top if he wants him. He decides to play on. Kick inside or towards the edge of 50. Rushton's got it. Nice little handball to Blackberry. Blackberry on his left. Keeps it low here towards Gillow. If he picks it up, he's a chance. He couldn't pick it up at the crucial moment. Hovering there is Dakin. It'll be a ball up.
Geez, when you play a top of the ladder clash, Max, you've got to take your chances, don't you? And Launceston, they didn't do it in the first, and Doug Gillow there, he done all the hard work, got 2 metres off his opponent and couldn't pick it up at his toes.
Ball up right in the goal square. Lee gets it down here towards Whitford. Long kick, outside defensive 50. Mark taken here by Burt.
It's poorly judged by Leadham.
Players stream up the ground. Kicks to the advantage here of Couch up against Riley. Beautifully weighted kick by Burt. Supreme skill there. Couch has got it. 70 metres out from goal. He launches. Contest in the square. Cox Goodjar can't take the mark. And it spills over the back and rolls through for a behind. 4-2-26 North Launceston. 1-6-12 Launceston.
Was Leadham out, boys, last week through injury? Or was that suspension?
Yep.
Yeah, because he looks a little bit proppy today, really struggling. Spent a little bit of time off the ground and normally doesn't do so. Here's Hines. He only goes as far as Tom Couch. He might have a shot from 55 out, couple in from the boundary. So Hines just rushed with his possession. Great forward pressure. He's going to have a shot, Tom Couch. Looking for number 3. 55 out. He's got it on the breeze again. Except this one misses left side. Geez, he can roost it when he gets going. Those little legs, Max.
Yeah, that's 2 from outside 50. He's made the distance easily.
Yeah, even one up this end into the wind.
4 inside 50s to 1 to North Launceston in the first 5 minutes.
Yeah, Hines, left foot kick, not great. They're just playing in front. This is fortunate. Comes over the back to Blackberry, but he kicks into the man on the mark. Goes back to it, Garnis, handball. Gillow over the top, is set upon his Denellen. Oh, they've come to play today, the Bombers. Goes over the top by hand. Can't find Gillow there. Comes back to Denellen. Through ball. Whitford, he's been good so far for the Bombers. Little handball. Avent, but set upon by Jamison House. And it's going to be a ball up. Oh, dear. They've come to play, haven't they? The Bombers. This look bigger, stronger, and more mature.
A lot of pressure on the ball carrier at the moment.
Oh, so much. They've got a little bit of work to do to the Blues, their home ground here at Windsor. Scrub forward. Not much happening here at the moment. Lee comes over, can't find Harris. Good tackle. Really scrubby play at the moment. They bottled it up. They're worried about North Launceston getting over the back again. And Launceston, the ball's back in the centre square. Throw up quickly. Well done by Lee. Goes down to Ponning. Here's Riley. Gets into trouble. Finds it through Kelly Mansell. Hodge. This is where they've got to hit the kick. Haven't hit it all day. Rushton leads. Could have given away the free kick. Was held. Avent. Only goes down the line as far as Miller Hodge. Front of the interchange boxes here at Windsor Park. Umpire Cirking says, give it to me. North Launceston 4-3-27. They're all over Launceston at the moment. 1-6-12. You're listening to City Park Radio. 103.7, 96.5, or via the Bupa TSL live stream. Dave Mohr.
Releasing handball to Shepherd round the corner. Rushton and Foon go hard at it. Backing up there is Tang. Gets a nice handball away to Pearce. Further on now towards Jaden Harris. He kicks inside 50 to a player all by himself, Brad Cox-Goodger. And you don't give a player of Brad Cox-Goodger's abilities that much latitude.
They are defensively a rabble at the moment, Launceston. They're starting to point fingers. They don't really know where they're meant to be attacking from defence or manning up, Max. They haven't got that team defence going at all at the moment.
Bradley Cox-Goodger, he kicked 1 goal in the first quarter. He's about 45 out, slight angle. He may have just pushed this one to the left. He has. One behind. So they're a bit similar to Launceston that first quarter. They're just not quite taking their opportunities. It's a quick play on from the kick out. Cox-Goodger's in there again. So is Kelly Mansell. The Bombers outnumbering Launceston in the contest. So Rick DeSolta takes it. He's way up the ground. Harris to Cox-Goodger on the boundary for goal. Now he's going to get it. Oh no, it was out of bounds. I think he might have got a kick downfield there.
Left foot.
But he just popped the foot out of bounds. So it'll be a boundary throw in. North Launceston into attack. They lead by 16 points. 8 minutes into this second quarter.
Mitch Thorpe taking a spell. Hasn't seen much of it this quarter.
The boundary throw in is going to take place right on the paint of 50.
I don't know what's in his contract, Max, but would you like to throw him just behind the ball for 10 minutes just to settle things down back?
For someone like Mitch, if the ball's not getting up to him, you've got to put him into the play, like you say, Mac. It's no good him sitting at.
I don't know if that's in his contract though, is it?
Or his jeans, yeah.
Blackberry quick kick outside defensive 50 to Gillow. As here's Rundle.
Max is giving him a little bite. That wasn't what I was meaning.
It's on attacking 50.
I was just elaborating on your thoughts.
Yeah, well,
mate.
you've seen a lot of him throughout the years, so that's fine. We're pretty honest here at City Park.
44-28 to 1-6-12. The Bombers lead. Leadham, taken by Bannister. He shrugs tackles, launches for goal. It's going to miss to the left. It'll scrape in for a behind. So North Launceston 4-5-29. Launceston 1-6-12. 7 inside 50s to 1 in this second quarter.
But
Matthew
you're right,
McGee.
mate. You can't be one-dimensional these days. You've got to play team, forward, back. You've got to be, you see Jack Gunston at the Hawks. He goes forward, he goes back, and just does what the team needs. This one's gone out of bounds. That's one thing they've struggled with today is those kick-outs. Have not hit a target, Launceston, from those, and it's going to be a free kick. Is that Couch again, Dave, with the binoculars
Mark
up?
Walsh.
Mark Walsh. Well, he's a good kick. He's right on the intersection of the 50 and the boundary. He gets it on the breeze again. It's going to be pretty close. It's going to be knocked through by Riley. Left side, one behind Max.
What Mitch can do, though, if they do throw him behind the ball like that, whilst he may or may not get a lot of, he can give a lot of direction with his
definitely.
experience.
Yeah, Luke Hodge-like.
He could. And certainly something they should look at.
Harper, maybe he's another one, maybe just first game back, throwing behind the ball. He's played full back and centre half back in the past. Whiting finds him on the wing. Oh, we'll eat him. He's not having a good day, big Hamish. He drops the mark he should have taken, and the ball's going to go out of bounds. He's lucky to get away with it, Leadham. He's missed last week. Geez, he's in good form. He missed last week. Just looks to be really struggling to get back into it. And, that was a mark he should have taken because it was a good kick on that occasion. And couldn't quite take the mark. Boundary throw in. North Launceston clubroom side of the ground. Comes down. He misses that one. Leadham. He's frustrated. Comes to Pearce. He goes forward. Well done, Jimmy Aganis. Comes through with a big punch, and it's out of bounds. Left forward pocket. He's frustrated, Leadham. He was beaten in the ruck there by Pearce, who does a lot of that second ruck duties. North Launceston, they're dangerous. They lead by 3 straight goals. The AFL score, Dave. The Giants, your Giants.
7-8-50 lead North Melbourne 6-5-41. Close to half time.
Proud Dave Mohr. Boundary throw in. Left forward pocket for North Launceston City, end of the ground. They lead by an even 3. It's going to be another one of those, Dave. You can take over because I can't get the ball out of this back pocket area.
Half time in the schoolboys. Hutchins 5-8 to St Pat's 3-1 at the moment. That's a score there from the independent schools. There's boundary throw in. About 30 metres around from North Launceston's goal. Leadham up against Burt to the front here. Chance for Cox Goodyear. Falls over. Launceston will clear. Palfreyman right on the boundary line. Kicks up the wing. Will the wind keep it in? No, it drifts it out of bounds on the full. So one thing at the moment, what are we now? We're nearly 12 minutes through, so not a lot of damage on the scoreboard so far in this quarter. Launceston hanging in there. Long kick by Lockie Young. Oh, player rises high there. Might have infringed. It is. And the player infringed might be Tom Couch.
It
is.
No, well, just a moment. Yes, it is Tom Couch who's going to take the free kick.
He's having a dirty day, Hamish Leadham. He's one of their skippers, like he's got to be better than this, Big Hay.
So Couch, he's already kicked a couple of goals. One in the first quarter, one in the second quarter. For our radio listeners, he's going to deliver from about 45 out, 45-degree angle on the left-hand side, left half forward, taking his time. He kicked a bag in his first game back on North Hobart, so he's in good goal-scoring form. Kicked a lot last year. Tommy Couch allows for the breeze through the middle. Tom Couch, 3 goals in the second quarter of this game now. It's 1-6-12 Launceston, North Launceston 5-6-36.
I'm just wondering what Dakota Bannister was whispering in Hamish Leadham's ear then after that when Tommy Couch was lining up for that goal. He was just giving him some words of advice, I think, and he's probably in a position to do so because Dakota is a real bull-like. I was talking to a few guys before the game. I reckon he's about 3/4 of the way to the fitness that they wanted to get him at.
Wow.
And watch out when he gets fit.
Well, Hamish Leadham's been one of the most improved players the last couple of years in the TSL, and today's just not his day. But he's got another half to go, but at the moment he's got to lift his Launceston side because they're down by 4 goals as the ball is still inside the centre square. The umpire blows his whistle. And, Alex Lee, he's got him covered at the moment. Leadham, this is a better battle. Leadham wins the possession, goes over the top with a handball. Can't find Casey Brown on that occasion. He butters up, though, does Hamish. Might have been what he needed was that little whisper in the ear because this kick goes forward. It's just missed there by Lockie Young. Comes out to Tang. Tang, Ponting, over the top handball. Here's your boy, Richter Solder, Foz, over the top. Couch goes to Mason Garb. Here's Cox Goodger. He exits the centre square. He breaks the 50. It's a forward punt. In fact, it's terrible kick. Don't know what he was doing, whether he was trying to find Bird or whether he was trying to have a shot for goal.
How good was the ball movement from half back there?
Michael Tang's good. He's a good size down back, Michael Tang.
Clean possession all the way down.
Yeah, Tang and Couch is just clean. Richter Solder. But Cox Goodger blew one there, didn't he, Max?
He did. I don't think he was unsure whether to kick it long, kick it short, handball.
It's going to be a free kick off the ball against Harper, blocking on Cox Goodger. So Cox Goodger is going to have a shot 35 metres out, virtually directly in front on his left side. And this is not great for Launceston. They come here with high hopes today. This was going to be a real test. Lonigan and all the players in the paper said it was going to be a different result from round one. Well, at the moment, it's all the red and black. And there's Cox Goodger over the goal umpire's head. And Cox Goodger kicks that second goal that he was looking for. And North Launceston, Dave, have got 6-6-42. Lead Launceston by an even 5 goals. They're 1-6-12. Inside 50s for the quarter. Dave Gruber, 10-2, Max. 10-2. And shots on goal, 8-0. They just haven't been able to get it in.
No, and it's a replica of the first quarter, except the big difference is North are kicking the goals and doing it easy, whereas Launceston, just had to struggle for every score they got.
And it's where they're getting their goals too. They're getting them from in front, whereas Launceston, a lot of theirs was snaps from the pockets and that early on.
Ball against Jack Rush and the crowd call. Play on. The side here, it's Cox Goodger goes in like a bull. He gets a high tackle.
Led with the head, as they say.
Donnelly kicked the first goal for North Launceston. Since then, Cox Goodger and Couch have kicked 5 between them.
No.
50 metres. You don't agree with that one, Macca?
Oh, look, there wasn't much in it. The umpire might have just got sucked in a little bit by the two players running past. And Cox Goodger's going to have another shot for goal because he is going to be about right on 50, kicking with that breeze again towards the city end of the ground. The umpire's probably another couple of metres, the umpires.
He's going to be about 60 out.
Yeah,
so
the umpire's probably only gone 44 metres, I reckon.
One for the highlights reel if he can dob it from here. Cox Goodger kicked one about 30 seconds ago. Here he goes. He's winding up as Brad Cox Goodger gets good purchase.
Oh.
Doesn't quite get there.
Jimmy
Aganis
Oh.
right on the line. Knocks it through for a behind. 6-7-43. Plays 1-6-12.
They're just so well structured, Max, the Bombers. Look at them now. They're all in a zone. They know where they're going. They're defensively, they know. Offensively, they know.
As it's kicked outside defensive 50, Jamison House takes a good mark on his chest. They've set a goal, Blues, just to lift him a little bit.
So he's gone into the ruck as the second ruckman as House. Down the wing, looks for Ruller Kelly Mansell. Over the top, though. There's that team defence. Sharon Egger, Aaron Richter Solder, Michael Tang. And it's just that team defence. They're there. They can't separate at the moment, can the Launceston forwards.
No, they can't. It's just 2v1 when the ball's in the air every time. They're prepared to back themselves and they know that they're going to get it. That's the difference.
House, good again. Boundary throw in. Look for the handball to Nellen, wasn't there. Comes over the back. Bannister, Ponting now. North Launceston. Missed tackle. Can't get it. Out to Whitford. He's doing as he pleases. Left foot. Comes over the top, Bennett, creates a contest. Here's that man, Tom Couch. He sizes them up. He goes bang low. And Tom Couch, he's just too good. He is too good for the Launceston Footy Club today, because Tom Couch. And just that ball movement again, boys, on half back from the boundary throw in. Handball. Silky left foot kick. Excellent contest, Tom Bennett. As you reckon, he probably hasn't taken a mark today, Bennett. If it is, it's only one. But he crashed the pack. And in comes Tom Couch, and he just sized them up over the back again. No one between him and the goals. And he kicks goal number 4.
Yep.
Goodness gracious, Dave Mohr.
Yeah, kicked 1 in the first quarter. He's kicked 3 in this quarter. But just the skill level there, Maxie, to kick that goal. Yeah, beautiful low kick.
Yep. Didn't blaze away, but he had plenty of time. There was no pressure when he kicked it, Foz.
City Park Radio 103.7, 96.5. As Cox Goodger takes it from the contest.
Still boys v men, boys.
Shrugs off Rundle inside 50. Bennett meets it, picks it up beautifully. Handball to Whitford. Whitford on his right foot. Blazer to the right. Just misses. 7-8-50. Plays 1-6-12. And looking at the inside 50s now, Groobs, we've got 13-2. And margin now all of a sudden 38 points. As a short kick comes out to Boyce, he takes it. Risky, but it's come off for the Blues. He goes wide, he's looking for a Gannis. Has to fly from behind, off his hands, out of bounds. So a dominant quarter here from North Launceston. Would you write the quarter time score down, Mac? We might have forgotten to do that.
Quarter time score. It was.
We'll have to have a look at the app here in a minute.
I think it was 1-6-12 Launceston, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was. 3 goals. So they kicked 4 goals to 0. It's 19 minutes into this second quarter. Boundary throw in. Let's see, it's Rundle over there. Releasing handball. Hines, who's been quiet, gets it to Palfreyman. And he takes the mark at half back.
Earned that one.
Yeah, 1-6 it was Launceston, 3-1 of the Bombers.
So they've kicked 4 goals, 7 in this quarter. So it could have been much worse for the Blues if they'd have kicked straight. Palfreyman plays on now. Kick up the wing. Holds up in the breeze. Mark taken over there by Jordan Cousins. Cousins plays on. Penetrating kick inside 50. Knocked away by the Blues defence. Contest on the ground. Harrison's there. Pack of players converge. Umpire letting it go. Ball up.
They've just got nothing to kick to, Dave.
No.
Then Brody Powerfulman had it on half back, made his way around the guy on the mark and gained some meterage, but he kicked it straight to a North Launceston guy.
Bannister's got it. Releasing handball now to Whitford. Kicks high to the pocket. Difficult one to mark. Knocked away by a Gannis from Bennett. Roving done there by Tyrrell now on the short sleeves. Overrunning it there was Rushton. Now here come the Bombers. Chance for Foon if he can pick it up. He's playing in the 450, which is unusual.
Just
Another ball
rolled up. They're in self-preservation mode at the moment, the Launceston Blues, Max. They're worrying about themselves, and that's about it at the moment.
Yeah, I would imagine Coach Lonergan sitting up here next to us. He wouldn't be a happy man at the moment watching this.
Hines, sorry boys, gives it up to Whitford. Chance for Walsh. His handball smothered.
Good work, Rushton.
Rushton did well. Yep, handballs forward, but a bit aimlessly. Eggers there. Might have been tackled without it. Play on. And be another ball up on the far side.
Yeah, what I was going to say was, at quarter time we heard from Warney that Lonergan was pretty happy with things and the stats were all good. They didn't put the scoreboard pressure on, and that was the thing that was the big elephant in the room. They'd won the stats and just hadn't made any in-grounds into them. This is going to be a free kick, play on advantage. Here's their chance. Thorpe, 1-on-2. He's frustrated, Thorpe, because he gives him a little ear massage as he comes through, and it's going to be another turnover, and it's found Lockie Young, half back. So there's nothing working at the moment for the Blues. He comes sideways to Mazengab, the youngster. Just comes inboard on the 45, but he's turned the ball over to the youngster. Blackberry, he's going to look quick, but Thorpe playing behind again, looking for the one over the top. They're kicking into the breeze, Mitch Thorpe, and he's paid a free kick against someone as he gets a little bit of advice from the North Launceston.
I think it was against Mitch. He might have been a bit frustrated
Mitch,
there.
or was it
50? It's 50 against Mitch. I think probably just...
it was either him or Gillo who was too close to the mark, but...
I think it was more about a bit of advice he was giving him.
Well, he needs his own advice because he's looking for the one over the top. But he's asking the on-ballers to kick the ball 55 metres into the wind, going towards the river end of the ground here at Windsor Park. Lockie Young's going to take the free kick, and Thorpe is frustrated. He's prancing around like a big bull at the moment. But at the other end, it's going to be Couch forward pocket. He snaps it. This will be a special. Tom Couch, misses near side. Oh, he's got the ball on a string at the moment. Does the former coach, the premiership coach of the Northern Bombers. What a show he's putting on today is Tom Couch. And what a gift it is for North Launceston that he can just come back and just fly in and play a few games, Max.
Great luxury to have, isn't it? Great luxury to have.
Cracks his first tin for the day. Just letting our listeners know it's only a Pepsi Max.
These microphones are very sensitive, Michael.
They are. It sounded good to the listeners, eh? I reckon they're doing it at home.
Of course, we should mention you've gone in the umpiring, back in the umpiring today, Max. Straight in the under-18s TSL.
Yeah, you've always got to start at the bottom and work your way up. It was real funny there during the day. I'll get back to it in a minute.
Boundary throw in.
Yep, go back.
Down to the pack. Cox Goodger. Oh, he's caught another one there. Hines, haven't seen much of him today. Hines. Pearce, quick kick. In front. Can't find it. Couch. Throws himself forward. Donnelly there as well, the goal kicker for North Launceston. Comes out. Miller Hodge. Stacks on the mill. Ball up 35 metres out directly in front, North Launceston into the ground.
One of the young Lonnie guys, just towards the last quarter, I was having a bit of a chat to him, and I can't remember how it came up, but he actually said with a serious face, "Are you doing the senior game as well?"
As Coxgoodger gets tackled and can't release the ball, so it'll be a ball up.
You should have said you got more commitments on the rodeo, Maxwell.
Yeah, I don't think it was relating to my skill of umpiring. It was just a genuine question. He thought we might have had the double up in umpiring, is what they do in footy as well.
Here we go with Leadham getting free. It's handball back to Whiting. Whiting kicks close to the boundary line, looking here for Smith, who takes a mark on his chest. So here's a chance for the Blues. It's 24 minutes gone. They'd love a goal just before half-time, just to give themselves a little bit of belief going to the long break. Short kick, Rundle looking for Blackberry.
Guess who?
But guess who? It's Tommy Couch and Jay Blackberry, I think, has gone down.
That is a bad knee.
It certainly is. And I think play will be held up here. He's holding the right knee as Jay Blackberry. He fell to the ground after the contest.
That is bad because he's grimacing and he's holding the inside of that knee.
Yep, and he's a tough man, Jay Blackberry.
He hasn't had too many injuries over his career, has he, Max?
No, he's been pretty lucky.
Jeez, that's to be a body blow, wouldn't it, to North Launceston?
And Tom Couch just goes up and just sees after the welfare of Jay Blackberry. Good sportsmanship once again.
That's not good.
No. He's sort of sitting upright now, and I think the stretcher will come out any moment now.
Yeah.
I don't know whether they've called for it on it, Foz, but both teams have assembled in little huddles, so we can expect a fairly lengthy delay here, but there doesn't seem to be a lot of movement at the Launceston box or urgency for a stretcher or from their change rooms. So.
Well, that's... You might have just seen left of screen there, Maxie, the trainer for Launceston, just signalling towards the boundary, and out comes the stretcher right now. So we're going to have a bit of a break in play here.
Half-time at Blunston, Dave. Giants 17-52, leading North Melbourne 7-5-47. And a couple of NTFA scores, Max?
Yeah, I can give the NTFA Div 1 under-18s final scores for round 7 today. We saw Longford defeat Scottsdale 9-5-59 to Scottsdale 3-5-23. Deloraine, good win for the Dulla under-18s. 14-6-90 defeated local rivals Bracknell 5-5-35. Hillwood, who are going along very nicely in the under-18s this year, 16-19 defeated Georgetown 1-4-10, their arch enemy just up the road. And the South Launceston Bulldogs, as they seem to be doing in all three grades, and their women's team at the moment, Macca as well, had a good win, 12-9-81, defeated Bridgenorth 4-3-27.
So the stretchers come out now to Jay Blackberry.
I'll tell you what, there's
still a lot of pain.
There's a few worried faces in the Launceston coaching box to our left.
And rightly so. I mean, he's been a fantastic player this year for Lonnie, and last year as well.
Yeah.
He's been in great form. Even today, he's been one of their better players.
And also, you know, they're down by 6.5 goals today, Dave. You know, that's the thing. You've got to live for today and not worry too much about next week. But with Blackberry, it does look serious on that right knee. And, of course, Tom Couch is going to have a shot for goal once this is all over, isn't he?
Yep, he is indeed.
Going for
it's a short kick.
Handful.
For our radio listeners, it's just a short kick from Rundle towards Blackberry. It wasn't a great kick. It was intercepted by Couch. And in the contest between Couch and Blackberry, Blackberry fell awkwardly and looks to have damaged, I think, the right knee.
Just sort of spun him around in the air, I think. Which didn't, the result, or the end result, Foz isn't good for Jay at the moment.
So the Launceston players still in a huddle, North Launceston players nearby. We're very close to half time when that happened, so there's only probably a minute or two left in this second quarter. Just repeating the score, it's North Launceston 7-9-51, Launceston 1-6-12. 4 goals so far to Couch. He'll be lining up for number 5 in a moment. Brad Coxgoodger 2, Tom Donnelly 1, and for the Blues, Brady Palfreman is the lone goal kicker. Mercury Cup here earlier. It was North Launceston 9-20-74 defeating. Sorry, start again. Launceston 9-20-74 defeating North Launceston 4-1-25. So Jay Blackberry, as you can see for our live stream viewers, is now being stretchered off the ground. He'll just pass by his Blues teammates in a moment. And you don't want to predict things, but this might be the last time we see Jay Blackberry this season for the Blues, which is a real pity. He's one of the standout players in the TSL. What's it to like, Maxie, the psyche of a team when you see one of your teammates taken off? Is that hard as a player, especially if it's a serious injury?
I think you can go either way, Foz. You can have that, oh my God, what's happened to him, this isn't good.
Yep.
Or you'd have a percentage of the guys also saying, come on, we've got to do it for this guy now. So I guess the deflating part in this part of passage of play here is that Couch is probably going to go back and kick a goal. So anything that Launceston is saying, come on, let's get up and about, we've got a job to do. After an extended stoppage like this, it makes it pretty difficult when the opposition go back and potentially put another goal on the board and kick his fourth for the quarter.
And
nearly in the votes at half time, I'd say. Macca, wouldn't you agree?
Well, you're the votes expert, Maxwell, but I reckon you might sneak Tom Couch in. There wouldn't be too many Lonnie blokes on the list. I can give you the tip.
Tommy Couch, teammate of Jay Blackberry in the state team
last year, yes.
So Blackberry nearly off the ground now on the stretcher. He's just approaching, heading towards the Launceston club rooms, and they of course come back from injury he sustained last year. So we're joined by Chase at half time. We'll have all the analysis of this game too from Maxie and Macca. So Jay is off the ground, Jay Blackberry, and we've got Tom Couch now. His time on is blown. We're almost at the 30-minute mark of this second quarter. And I'd say we've probably had a 4 to 5 minute stoppage there, whilst the stretcher was removed from the ground with Jay Blackberry's terrible knee injury. So Tom Couch starts his run in. He'll deliver from about 55. Starts it out to the right. Didn't time it very well. Over the back is Bennett. He can't take it. Blue should clear here.
You were kind, Dave Mohr. He didn't start that out to the right. He shanked it out to the right.
True.
Very kind.
And it looks like a ball up in the forward pocket for the Blues. They trail, forward pocket for the Bombers. They Blues trail by 39 points late in this second quarter. As Leadham goes up unopposed. Close to the boundary line. Couch is in there working hard. No clear possession. Player contorting on the ground there. Can't break free. That's Leadham.
And I guess that sort of shows what sort of day he is having, Dave. He went up unopposed and still couldn't take clean possession of it, which hopefully second half will be better for him.
As on the ground is Tom Shepherd. He gets the handball only as far as Ponting. Back to Brad Cox-Goodgie. Tries to strike a tackle. He does that well. Amazing garb, I think it is. Kicks it to the goal square. And the mark's taken by Jimmy Aganis.
He's saved them 3 or 4 times this quarter. Aganis goes short, up the middle. Finds, who's that there, Dave?
Ryan Tyrrell.
Tyrrell, one bounce. Haven't got him on the list, Dave. What are you doing?
Sorry.
Over the top. Only finds Alex Lee. 6 on day yesterday, Dave. Tough day at the office, wasn't it?
That's it.
Big day. As big a tougher day here as it is for the Lonnie Footy Club. The real sting out of this game. Everyone's silent, Dave. No one's talking. No one's...
There's nothing worse than an injury like that.
And just the contest. It is a non-contest at the moment. It's all North Launceston. An underground kick here for Ponting. Looking for Cox-Goodger. If Couch is in the votes, I reckon Cox-Goodger probably is as well, Max. And the ball's going to be balled up right on 50. Launceston here just trying to hang on and get through to half-time. Get it through to reset. But it's been a long quarter.
19 inside 50s to 3 this quarter.
Yeah, here's another
20.
one. Cox-Goodger for a Tassie artificial turf goal of the day. Bradley Cox-Goodger from 55. He goes bang. Oh, goodness. There's 3 for Bradley Cox-Goodger out of the pack. Clean hands, outside 50. And I reckon that's 1 at this end and probably 3 at the other. And they've kicked 4 goals from outside 50 today. Have North Launceston.
5 goals, 8 for this quarter.
8 goals, 9, 57. North Launceston. Launceston 1, 6 and 12 score. Max.
Launceston faithful are disappointed. They've all left the President's Luncheon, Macca, behind us.
Jeepers.
They've vacated the room.
Everyone's just stunned, I think, because everyone really thought today was going to be the match of the round. I gave Launceston a massive show just with the names on the list. They just haven't come together. They're defensively a rabble. And North Launceston go about. There's another clearance over the top to Tang from Ponting. They're playing with them, North Launceston. Their witches' hats are the Blues. Inside here for Harris. Now there's a youngster. He hits that kick beautifully. Whitford over the top, jumping up at the footy. What a mark, Tom Bennett. He's taken one, Max. He's led, and there's his mark today. But once again, how was that kick, the youngster, boys? First time I've seen him, the young redhead. Harris.
Jaden Harris, yep.
Yes. What a kick back inboard to the coach in Whitford. Just the cleanliness. And it's just the system, isn't it? People come into their side, and they probably haven't had as much depth in the past. So, a few injuries might bring them undone. But at the moment, touch wood for the North Launceston supporters. They're all up and about. Here we go. Bennett leans back, misses near side. Does Tom Bennett. Disappointing. Would have been good for the North Launceston to get another one before half time. Kicks to himself here. Does Sonny Whiting taking the kick outs now, Dave? That's an interesting sign. Agarnis back to Whiting, out of bounds. They just can't get it out. It's a web down there of North Launceston. And they're just so organised. Here's Foon. He's telling everyone where to go, where to play. Richter Solder. He's kept Ruller Mansell really quiet so far. Thorpe unsided, apart from the 50 he gave away. Just been terrible. Here's Leadham down to Denellen. Denellen to Tyrrell. Tyrrell to Whiting. And to be totally honest, Max, I think Launceston would be keen for the siren to go because Sammy Lonigan and his coaching staff, they've got a lot to do at half-time. The scores, North Launceston 8-10-58. They lead Launceston 1-6-12.
They certainly, he's jumped down that box pretty quick, Macca, and he's keen to get out there and have a chat to him, I think, Sammy.
Well, it's really going to show something, isn't it, in this second half? They've really got to show something.
The difficulty at the moment is with the Launceston boys, and as they assemble in the middle of the ground, and probably it's not Hamish, someone else has grabbed them there and had a bit of a chat in the first instance to them. But it's you could probably run through the players that are on their not playing well list, and there'd be a hell of a lot more than their players who are playing well. Guys like Jake Smith wouldn't have touched it twice all day. I don't think. Admittedly, he has been playing forward, but he's had plenty of opportunity when the ball was down there in that first quarter. And their supply has just dried right up.
So just repeating the scores: North Launceston 8-10-58, Launceston 1-6-12 at half time. The goal kickers for North Launceston: 4 to Tom Couch, 3 in that quarter. Bradley Cox-Goodyear, he's got 3, 2 in the second, and Thomas Donnelly got the first of the game. For Launceston, well, it's solitary, and it's 1 to Brodie Polframan.
So half-time, as Macca said, it's 58 North Launceston, Launceston 12. We're back here at Windsor Park in just a moment. It's a bit of a one-sided encounter here at the moment in this TSL match of the day. It's North Launceston 8-10-58, Launceston 1-6-12, and we've got a half-time guest with us here on City Park Radio and the TSL live stream. And welcome to City Park Radio and our coverage today to Chase Jones from the Lonnie Footy Club and the Tassie Mariners. G'day, Chase.
G'day, guys. Thanks for having
I'll
me.
turn your microphone on. There we go. Far away.
G'day, guys. Thanks for having me.
No worries, mate. Just hold the microphone up about there and we fine. And well, what a great season for the Mariners.
Yeah, it was good. We had a good carnival. It was a good way to start it all off with the first season with the Tassie boys. going through undefeated. It was real positive.
Fantastic. And look, last year down at the Twin Ovals, in a game between Launceston and the Tigers, you sustained that injury. What was it like last season, having to put in all that hard work to come back from that injury?
It was difficult because you saw all the guys out there playing every week and that sort of thing, but you always knew that you were always going to come through with it and be able to play, and in the long term sort of thing, you had that goal of being able to play still.
Yep.
And everything was going to turn out all right. So.
Yeah, and it certainly did. And in overcoming that injury, was there a lot of physio and a lot of swimming? And what sort of rehabilitation did you have to do to get over the ankle injury?
Yeah, there was a lot of just movement in the ankle to start with, just getting all that sort of stuff right, and then slowly developing in strength and keep the flexibility and all that sort of thing, and just physios, slowly working on the running and all that sort of stuff.
We're joined by Chase Jones here on City Park Radio and the TSL live stream, and I'll throw over to the boys for some questions.
Yeah, Chase, it's obviously it's a big pre-season, isn't it, for the Mariners to play 5 games? But tell us about your coach, Lance Spalding, because he really does bleed the map, doesn't he? And just tell us a little bit about your coach.
Oh, he's one of them people that just love the footy, love the team, and just love the spirit of Tassie brand. One of our key mottos was playing for the Tassie brand, and each week he loved it, and it made it easy to play. Like he made it easy to get up and about for games and show your spirit for it.
And really good during the week. I think there was 13 of your team, or 12 of your teammates, including yourself, named in the Allies squad. I believe you come together next week in Melbourne for a bit of a training camp and a couple of practice match. Yeah,
we go over to Melbourne on Thursday and do a bit of training and that sort of thing, and then play Vic Metro and Vic Country for pracky matches. Yeah, so. And
then from there, of course, the Division 1 championship start. All going well, you'll be in one of those in that side for the Allies round 1.
That's the plan, anyway.
Yeah, and look how hard. You've been away with a lot of the blokes from the AIS, of course, Dave. We should mention AIS graduate, and went to Florida and LA and all that pre-season. Yeah. Tell us about that sort of trip, playing and training with the best kids around Australia, and it's a really good group this year, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a fantastic group, just all throughout Australia. Really like you see all the different people, and the way they play footy is just amazing. Like, you get the different backgrounds as well as all the players and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and if you were the recruiter of a team, who would you pick number 1 this year in that crop? Any of the South Australian boys?
Yeah, probably Jack Lukosius. Probably.
Yeah. There you go.
Key defender, key forward as well. Go both ends of the grounds. Good skills, good overhead mark.
One of the boys that's going to be right up there, isn't he, is your mate Taryn Thomas.
Yeah.
And I was down there last week and watched him just turn it on. He's had an electric series, hasn't he?
The way he plays is just amazing to watch. Sometimes you're out there and you think, how did he do it? And his skill is just crazy.
And your own game, a little bit outside at times in terms of when you're playing forward, but last week they threw you in on ball, so you've developed an inside game as well this year.
Yeah, that was probably one of the key things after coming back from the injury, to try and develop my game going inside as well as outside. So it was good to actually get that bit of exposure going in there and showing my own.
Chase, look, congratulations on being captain of the Tassie team this year, and I guess there's been a lot in the press, as we've all heard and read in the last few weeks, about the State League program, right? Tell us a little about what it means to you, who's on the verge of something hopefully bigger and better in the coming years for you, and what it's done for yourself and guys like Taryn and the rest of the Mariners who, if it didn't exist, what would it mean? What do you think, and the feedback of other people, what would it mean for guys who have aspirations like yourself to go to the next level?
It's very hard to get the professionalism out of probably some of the lower leagues. Like, you might be able to develop a little bit as still, like with talent and some coaches and that sort of thing, but the professionalism probably stands out key in the State League.
Because this brings 30, 40, 50 people who want to be their best, whereas, like you say, if it didn't exist, yourself, Taryn, all these other guys, you'd probably be 3 or 4 people in a group of 25 to 30 who, like you say, it would be very difficult to push each other, because not everyone is there for the same reasons, where you're playing at the highest level because of several reasons. You want to better yourself, and you know, you like that environment for the discipline and like, whereas it just doesn't exist in a lot of the other leagues, does it?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Like, sometimes you might have the character to be able to do it, but it's that real professional team sort of thing, and being able to have the structures on the field and then the structures off the field, being able to go through with it all sort of thing.
Sorry, Dave.
Yeah.
Just one last one from me, Chase. What's Sam Lonigan meant to you? How much has he developed and shared with you his experiences in what you have to do to go to the next level?
Yeah, he's been amazing. Like, first coming, when he first come back, it was like you see him and you think, oh, like you watch him play AFL and he's just a down-to-earth character, and you can just talk to him about anything and he'll give you an honest opinion.
Yep.
And that's probably been the key thing for me, being able to just soak all it in and just learn as much as you can.
Excellent.
Chase, the 2018 Mariners have sort of been with each other, you know, for a number of years. You've been identified as a great team all the way through. How good of mates are you? Is it a bit of sadness that it's sort of coming to an end, that, you know, last week might have been the last time that group was playing together? Yeah,
it is a bit. Like, you don't really think about it for the first few games, but then when that last game finishes, you're sort of like, geez, that's what we've done for the Mariners. That's sort of us.
Yep.
And yeah, we're all real close mates, which makes it a lot easier to perform out the field.
Yep.
So yeah.
Macca?
You're a typical youngster, Chase, and I know you love playing your footy. You come here today and you've been told to have a rest, obviously. It'd be killing you.
Oh,
You just want to play, and things haven't gone that well for your Launceston Football Club. So you're Sam Lonigan now. What are you saying to the boys?
I reckon inside the contest we've been okay. We've been exposed on the outside a little bit, which is something that I feel like I could help the team out with, which sort of is annoying as well. But yeah, it's definitely hard to just sit here and watch and not be able to input to anything.
Now, Chase, on City Park Radio, we first saw you when you played in the Grade 10 schools final for Kings Meadows. Do you remember that game?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you remember about it?
The kick with 3 seconds left or 10 seconds left. Jacob Goldman kicking a goal after near the end to win the game. That was a pretty amazing match.
Absolutely was. And what do you think the importance of that sort of school footy is, and so that Grade 10, Grade 9, Grade 10 school footy? Is that important in your development as well?
Yeah, I think it is, because footy is a game you want to have fun with, and I think that really brings out it all. And you're still being able to play with your mates, play against your mates as well, and just have a bit of fun with it. It's not, you take it seriously, but you're able to let loose, and if you make a mistake, it's okay.
Another question for you, Chase. All the coaches that you're dealing with at the moment, is there any area of the game that you've been told that you probably need to improve upon? Is there something that you're concentrating on, an area of your game that you're specifically looking at?
Probably just trying
Don't
to
give too much away here to the drafters, but you know.
Just probably trying to improve a bit of everything, really. Like, you can never stand still with where you are as a player. But yeah, that's probably the main thing, just to keep improving.
Chase, you're a fairly handy cricketer as well. So, and you've had. Well, your dad tells me you are. He tells me a lot of things.
He's been nice for once.
VJ tells me a lot of. He's never very nice, is he? You've balanced that between, you hear a lot about people who have got the same and similar aspirations to you, that it's just footy. Have you found that getting away from footy and just relaxing and playing a different sport with your mates and probably a different group of mates as well, has that been a positive for you, do you think? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Like, just being able to have a game on the weekend where you're having a bit of fun, and it's not that tolling on your body unless you take it making a few runs maybe. So, yeah, it was handy.
Did you make any?
A couple of times, not very often, but nah. So it was, it definitely helped me, because I was able to just let loose and still play a sport that I enjoyed, but it was just able to have a bit of fun with it.
Yep.
Macca?
Yeah, so you come together next week with the Allies. You've got 3 or 4 Division 1 games over the next month.
Yeah.
Yeah, and play on the good grounds, play down at Geelong, play at the inside too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got a big month coming up. And look, all of us here at City Park, we like watching you out here with the TSL, but we also know that you've got a big month coming up for your future and your career, and we wish you all the best.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
Thanks, Chase. Thanks for joining us here at City Park Radio. Half time here at Windsor Park. It's North Launceston 8-10-58 to Launceston 1-6-12. We might just take a short break with some message from City Park Radio, and when we come back, we'll have our Boundary Riders with news from the rooms.
Thanks, mate. Good on you.
Launceston 1-6-12. There's a few things happening around the traps. We've got a big game today at the NTCA ground, I think. It's Devonport versus Rangers. It's the semi-final of the Lacasseljak Cup, and Devonport 2 lead Rangers 1. Not sure if that's a final score or not, but another big game coming up later on is Launceston City versus South Hobart. Full-time, Chris tells me. Thanks, Chris. So full-time, Devonport 2, Rangers 1. Also, we've got the team stats here for the game in front of us at the moment, and at half-time, hit-outs Launceston 27 to North Launceston 23, clearances 18 to 16. Launceston still leading in that area, despite being 46 points down. Inside 50s, North Launceston 30 to 16. In the second quarter, it was 21 to 3. Marks inside 50, 7 to 4 Launceston's way, but in the second quarter, it was 2 to 0 the Bombers' way. Shots on goal, 18 to 7. The Bombers leading that one, and free kicks 11 apiece till half-time. Thanks to Dave Gripper for his stats there. Maxie, what do you got for us?
N2FA Div 1 half-time scores. David, we've got Georgetown 5 points, trailing Hillwood 8-9-57. We've got Bridgenorth, which was supposed to be the game of the round, 2-5-17, South Launceston 7-9-51, so well in command there at half-time. Deloraine and Bracknell are the close one. Deloraine have kicked accurately, 5 goals straight, 30 to Bracknell 4-4-28. And over the sidling, we've got Scottsdale 3-5-23, trailing the Country Tigers 4-6-30. So a couple of close games in Division 1 seniors.
Absolutely. As umpires are coming back on the ground, we'll have our boundary riders in just a moment. Just repeating the half-time score, it's North Launceston 8-10-58 to 1-6-12. You're listening to City Park Radio 96.5, 103.7. Thanks to our sponsor Telstra Stores at Kings Meadows and the Quadrant Mall. It's getting a bit chilly up here in the box. We get a bit of sunshine for the first time today. Individual stats leading for Launceston to half-time, thanks to the boys next door. I think it's Blackberry was leading the stats.
Yeah, it was Blackberry, yep. Dave.
We've got Warney down on the boundary with Chris Sayer. G'day, boys. What's happening down there?
Yeah, well, Launceston around the ground, they got out there fairly early compared to North, who were just running out there at the moment. Didn't get too much out of the rooms there because they went and shut themselves away, as they did. It was fairly quiet as they went in there. As they came out, there was a decent enough mood within the Launceston rooms. So I'm sure that Sam, he's a very positive guy, so I'm sure that there would have been plenty of positives, but I reckon there might have been a few truths told to a few guys, especially with just letting North Launceston do really what they wanted in that quarter. quarter. What was the mood like in the North rooms?
Yeah, still very tactical. There's no doubt about Taylor Whitford. He's such a tactician, you know. Very cool, very calm, talked to his players. First thing he did, though, was took the coaches out the back. So he didn't talk to the players for at least, 10 minutes while he talked to the coaches out the back. Then the players were taken out the back, but all the media and everyone else was allowed to go as well. So we all listened in. Whitford said, don't drop off this quarter, play this quarter the same as they played the first quarter. But just lots of tactics and stuff. I got to say that, compared this week to last week, Launceston are playing the same ground in very similar weather conditions. The only difference is the opposition.
Well, here we go. The siren is blowing. We can see that the Launceston guys are in a nice tight huddle. I'm sure they'll be looking to try to lift up a fair bit here for this third quarter, because at the moment they're not looking too good. They do need to come and show something. Back to you guys.
Morning, before you go, the breeze down there, how's it looking?
Yeah, still the breeze as it was pretty much before. It's probably dropped off a little bit. It's dropping a couple of degrees as well, I would say. But that's not really going to affect anyone where they are at the moment. But the breeze has dropped slightly. However, there is still a little bit going towards the city end of the ground.
Cheers, Warnie. We'll catch you again at 3/4 time. Macca.
Oh, I was going to ask him about Jay Blackberry, Dave.
Oh, okay, sorry, yeah.
That's all right.
I just sent Gear to you. I did just text Darren Gear,
Yes,
one
the
of the
manager,
assistants.
yeah.
I'm just waiting for him to come back.
Yeah,
But,
no. See what it is. It's not good anyway. He's not going to be back out there. They're underway in China, Dave, in Shanghai. It's Port Adelaide 20 to the Gold Coast Suns 7.
And the Giants?
The Giants are getting beat now, Dave. There's obviously that wind.
Yep.
That wind, and it was the Kangaroos by a couple of goals just about halfway through the third. So...
keep an eye on those scores in the second
Kangaroos
half.
by 8 now. So,
Yep.
20 minutes gone in the third. 10-7-67, the Giants 8-11-59. They're obviously going to probably be coming home with the breeze, I would say.
Now, the Blues, they've really got to lift this quarter, and they've got the breeze behind them. Where are you looking for improvement, boys?
Well, they just need to be accurate, Dave. Like we said, round one in the first quarter, they had plenty of the ball, but they just couldn't finish it off. So they need Mitch to stand up and kick 2 or 3. I noticed Sonny's gone down deep as well now, so you got Thorpe and Whiting playing deep, so hopefully gives them a bit of firepower that they're desperately looking for. Jamison House is there as well, which is probably been their best player to date today. So, they've just got to finish off the goals that they get the opportunity to, like North have today.
Yeah, well, look, you've got to win the half now for Launceston. They've just got to set themselves a target, win the half, because there's another one of these derbies coming out, coming home, and then obviously finals time. They've just got to send a message that they can match it. You can't lose 2 battles by 10 goals plus and then have confidence going into the finals, Max.
No, you certainly can't. And,
secondary bounce up. The umpire put the first one outside the circle, so they're going to go again. Alex Lee, Hamish Leadham. It's been all Lee at this stage. Even though Launceston have still been doing really well with the clearances throughout the game. They're just not getting any penetration with the clearances at all, is it?
18-16, Mac at half time. They're actually leading.
Yeah, so they're just not getting any run away from the clearance, though. No battles. Yeah, okay. So the message is from Darren. It's definitely some sort of strain to the knee, getting assessed at the moment for Jay Blackberry. So we wish him all the best, and hope it's nothing too serious, because we need players like that in the TSL to be back firing come finals time for the Launceston Footy Club. Ball up here now. Comes out in front here of Tyrrell. Can't get anywhere near it though, or could be a push in the back to Harrison. Umpire says play on. Ball hasn't gone far the first couple of minutes of the third quarter. If you just joined us, you're listening to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5, or via the TSL live stream. And it's North Launceston 8-10-58, leading Launceston at 1 goal, 6-12. So not much of a battle in the first half. It was all North Launceston. Tom Couch had kicked 4 goals.
Yep.
Bradley Cox-Goodger with 3, and only 1 goal kicker, Polferman, for Launceston. The ball's still inside the centre square. Hasn't gone anywhere at all. And umpire's going to go again.
North are kicking against the breeze, Macca, and you've got their forwards. You've got Aganis standing behind Burt.
Yeah.
It ain't going to work, is it?
No, because the ball's going to go that side, isn't it, at the moment?
It ain't going to work.
Taylor Whitford is at full forward. They've bottled it up, Launceston. Maybe this is going to be their tactic, just to try and shut the game down. They need more from Kelly Mansell, Max. He's playing on that wing. Don't reckon he's taken a mark today. Another ball up. Goes to Cox-Goodger. Comes down, Dave. See what you can do, mate. Because
I think it's a free kick pick.
there we go. See?
Right,
you're the golden voice.
Here's Brad Cox Goodyear. Kicked 3 to half time. 4 to Couch, 1 to Donnelly. He goes short and finds a teammate there in Bannister. Bannister kicks inside 50. Here's a Gannis. Burt Bennett. Knocked to the front by Gannis to Rushton. Gives it straight up though towards Burt. He's looking for a Lease handball. He's got it to Bennett. Over the top here towards Egger. He's under pressure, young Egger. Good body work there from Rushton. Back to Rushton. He's dispossessed. Boyce is in there. He takes on the tackler. Releases. Tyrrell quick kick out of the congestion. Battle there between Tang and Whiting. Good work there from Launceston from young Dakin. But it's been a scrambly old first 5 minutes of this second quarter. No scores yet. 8-10-58 North Launceston. Launceston 1, 6-12. Been a very physical game. Next week, North play the Tigers at UTAS Stadium. I think Launceston are on their way down to North Hobart as Rundle kicks up the wing. But a nice mark taken in by Arian Richter Solder, one of the most reliable defenders in the TSL. He's going the switch. Beautiful kick to Connie Young. Takes it on his chest in front of Mitch Thorpe, his fellow number 9. He's looking for the release handball. Changes his mind, goes the bounce. Dangerous. Rushton, got him. Along with Jamison House.
Look here.
Handball over the top to Gillo. Thorpe has an acre in front of him. Takes the bounce. For goal, Mitch Thorpe. He converts. And that's the second for Launceston. And an error there from Connie Young. He thought about the handball. He should have gone with his first thought. Then he took on the tacklers. Got dispossessed. Holding the ball. Well, and Mitch Thorpe did the work.
He needs to go up and say thank you. Who was it? To Rushton and House. They laid the tackles. And he got one over the top to Mitch Thorpe. He kicks a goal. Only the second goal for Launceston. But that was better, wasn't it? Forward pressure. They bottled the game up. And they got the one over the top to Thorpe. And they've virtually doubled their score. 2 goals now.
A really interesting concept. You look at the Mercury Cup. Launceston sitting on top. North are towards the bottom. So from a depth perspective, it should be Launceston that can cover the losses a lot easier than North. But I think someone mentioned it earlier in the call. If North got 2 or 3 bad injuries, they might be in a spot of bother throughout the year.
Couch inside 50. Whitford might have got held there. Now he gets a push in the back.
Dodgy one.
So Taylor Whitford, he might be too far out to score, kicking into the breeze. He's going to have a go, I think. Now he goes short, changes his mind and goes back for the shot. So Taylor Whitford will start his run inside the centre square. Jamison House on the mark. So the coach of North Launceston, taking over this season from Zane Littlejohn, approaches the mark. He'll deliver from goal from just inside 50, gets distance on the kick, and gets accuracy on the kick. It clears Jimmy Aganis on the line, and it's another goal to North Launceston. That's the answering one at the start of the third quarter. 9-10-64 North Launceston. Launceston 2-6-18. First goal of the day to Taylor Whitford.
Not what Launceston needed, Max. A quick reply goal. And North Launceston, they're just so solid, aren't they?
They are. And
you look out across the ground there, their bodies are strong. They're defensively, they're a unit. Well, and of course, the only game they lost this year was the one when they had all the players out against Glenorchy.
Yep. What was it, gastro or food poisoning or something, wasn't it?
Yep, definitely was. Leadham, he's going to go up in the ruck against Lee. He's lowered his colours today as Leadham. Had a terrible first quarter and a bit. Everything just didn't go right for him, the youngster. Ponting, Bannister, being good, the big unit. Oh, he's so much Dusty Martin about him, isn't he, Max? Ball comes over the top. Bennett goes 1-2, comes down, can't take it. Ball in front here as the sun shines, Dave. And it's going to be a ball up as Casey Brown.
There is only one Dusty.
There is only one Dusty.
There is only one Dusty.
I'll tell you what, he's Dusty like. He's Dusty like. Groobs agrees, he's smiling. Ball comes down off the hand, goes to
Rundle.
I was going to say Rushton. There R's in my place. Here goes the big House. Comes over though, intercepted by Ponting inside 50. Oh, Hines. He hasn't been able to get into the play today. Hasn't been able to get those kicks sideways. Here he is, big Dusty. Bannister. Oh, misses left side, through for a point. And there's another behind. Hasn't been too many behinds at that end of the ground today. And it's been pretty good kicking from North Launceston in tricky conditions. But they showed Launceston how to play their own ground in that second quarter. Riley kicks to himself. Goes down towards interchange boxes. Coming over the top with Smith. Can't take it. In there, Rundle. As is Dakin. Comes out through Miller Hodge. He takes it high, Miller Hodge. Free kick. It's Egger.
Yep.
Yeah, Egger. Goes inside 50. Nice long kick. There's Couch in front. Burt and Garnis comes down. Bannister leads with the head. Play on the umpire said. In fact, it's holding the footy because you put your head down and then you drop the ball. Well done, Dunellen. And Dunellen's going to take the ball half-back flank for Launceston.
Jack Dunellen has got the ball. Cruises away from half-back. Kicks outside 50, looking for Rushton up against Cox Goodjar, who just rises high, takes it over Rushton, then chips it inside 50. Bannister can't quite take the mark. Dylan Riley's got it. Kicks quickly to space. Rundle nearly takes the mark. Good work there from Gillow. Cruises around under that foot of his. And Brody Porferman takes the mark. He goes short here and finds Jared Dakin. Dakin kicks straight away and finds Kelly Mansell. Still inside the centre square. This is better from the Blues. Kelly Mansell finds a player here in Rushton. He can't quite get to the ball. Bombers defence does well back there. Jackie Avent releases a handball now to Lockie Young, the birthday boy. Gets around, kicks poorly up the wing, but he might find Pearce, who can't pick it up. Tang's there. Pearce does now. Handball sideways. Good tackle there from Jamison House. And he's laid a few big tackles today, Macca.
He hasn't been their worst. AFL scores, Maxwell?
Yep, they're away in Shanghai, and it's Suns 13 to Port 28.
As from the ball up is Harper. He'll be better for the run today. He's holding the ball on this occasion, though.
And the Kangas?
And Kangas have skipped away at the moment, 27 points up, 86 to 59, which is nearly three-quarter time.
As Mark Walsh has got it, he goes short. Eye of the needle kick and makes it to Whitford, who takes the mark right half back. So he looks up. It's 9-11-65. North Launceston 2-6-18. You listen to City Park Radio and the Bupa TSL live stream. As taking the mark is Foon. Always plays a great game, does Foon. Up to half forward and looking for Cox Goodjar. Takes the mark, too far out to score. Wheels and goes. Keeps it low. You're looking for Bennett. Clears him. Hines is back there. He'll gather Willie. He falls over. He might have disguised that one pretty well as it's out of bounds. Adjacent to the left behind post. Bombers in attack right in front of the bar area.
Just no clean footy, is there? Likes of Smith and Hines. Normally they rack them up. Can't get it today.
Got duck eggs today.
Here it is now. Leadham gets a tap out. Pearce tries to shark it. Dunellen releases the handball to Riley. He's got a bit of space in front of him. Does well, Dylan Riley. Handball sideways though to Harper. He does get away with a bit of experience. Harper back to Riley. Kick short up the wing. Jamison House has it. He kicks a beautiful long kick up here looking for Thorpe. 2 against 1 though. The 2 win out. Richter Salter. Tang fumbles. Crucial moment. Back to Richter Salter. And the kick smothered there from Event. Chance now, Jackie Rushton. Handball to Paul Freeman. Not a good one. Rushton tries to butter up. He goes in too hard and he gets a high tackle on Whitford. He'll take the relieving free kick at half-back.
I know what you're going to say about Thorpe and his defensive efforts, Max, but the problem is it's 1 against 3, 2 against 4, 3 against 5. There's always an extra 1 or 2 Northern Bomber. It makes it really hard for the Launceston forwards. And the ball goes out of bounds in front of Michael Tang in front of the North Launceston change rooms.
Jack Event's just gone to the bench there, guys. Looks like he copped one on the shoulder. One of those little stingers, I reckon, in the middle there in the contest.
Independent Schools, 10-11-71 Hutchins, 6-6-42 St Pat's. That's a final score.
Ooh.
Bounty throwing drops short. As Macca's got a race to watch here.
Just Doomben Cup, Dave. Just the Doomben
Lee
Cup.
up the wing. Great mark, Bennett. Is it paid? No. Jaden Harris has got it, though. Gets it over here towards Bannister, who breaks a tackle. Handball forward of the ball. Straight to Riley. To Hines. Hines over the top to Riley. He's on a lot of pressure from Burt. Strong tackle from Burt. He might be penalised here. Umpire hovers. It says no prior. There's a few afters there between Burt and Riley. Hines is there.
Chrissy Waller, Quinella, the Doomben Cup, Dave. Chrissy Waller.
Very good.
He's a genius.
Mark Walsh has tackled strongly. Another ball up.
Speaking of horse racing, Macca, bet responsibly. Cass Village. How many hundreds did you have on it?
No, none. Didn't bet at all. Just a happy
please.
owner. I'll get back to that in a moment.
Absolutely. I've been waiting all
from
day
the
for
pack.
it.
Goes into Thorpe. Thorpe puts the jukes up and takes it right on 50. Good kick, Harper. He found Thorpe. He's right on 50 though. He's going to swing around. He's going to take it from the right. It's not a great looking kick because it's not going to go near the goals. Looks for Whiting and goes out of bounds. No, free kick. It's going to go to North Launceston right in the defensive side. Is that Michael Tang?
It is, Macca.
Michael Tang. So it was Rushton that gave the free kick away.
In the back.
Up the line goes Tang. It floats out. Oh, going up, Big Sauce Donnelly. Can't take it out of bounds. Forward pocket. Yes, Max. Very pleased I was yesterday to be part of a racehorse for MND for Catherine Page and Catherine Baker. She's now. And, it's got its first win yesterday over at Geelong. So all the shares and all the money goes towards MND. So a great thrill.
Fantastic.
Great thrill. And no, I didn't have any money. A bit short for me it was yesterday.
280.
Yeah, no, too short. Looked on. Plus, I was teaching. Couldn't bet when I was teaching. Ball goes on. Ponting, Harrison, out the back. Donnelly.
Didn't stop you from watching that.
No, I definitely watched it. The betting site's a bandit school, Max. Can't bet on them. Comes down the line. Who's there?
Dylan
No
Riley.
one. In fact, Riley spun around in the tackle. Out of bounds, just in front of the interchange boxes. And the contest we thought we were going to have today, lads, it's really had the guts sucked out of it, hasn't it, early? Launceston 2-6-18, North Launceston 9-11-65. They blew the game away in the second quarter. And, of course, not a great look injury to Blackberry. And this is going to be Cousins. Comes in, finds Tommy Bennett. 45 out. Casey Brown, he's done pretty well defensively. It's probably only Bennett's third mark. He'd average well into double figures for the season. And Casey Brown, undersized, but he goes with him on the running.
We haven't seen much of Jordan Cousins today, Macca, but gee, he used the ball well, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does use the ball well on the left. But no, the contest we thought we were going to have, Tom Couch put paid to that. He's worth the money for coming in today. Tom Couch, that second and first quarter. Oh, he goes short, does Bennett. And here he is, Tom Couch, right on cue. Thank you, Tom Bennett.
They mic'd up for you, Macca.
Tom Couch takes the mark. 20 metres out. We're at an angle. Yes, Dave?
I'd say we're right behind this one.
Right behind it.
Simon's got the camera beautifully positioned for this one.
He's got 4 goals, does Tom Couch. Of course, went over to take an assistant coaching job in the VFL, but has actually ended up with Tennis Australia, Max, in a fitness role. Couch, check side, banana, whatever you want to call it. Whatever you want to call it, it's a goal. Another Tassie Artificial Turf goal of the day there for Tom Couch. And very clever play. That's just the symmetry of the players, Max. They just work so well together. Yes, Dave, a handful. 5 goals to Tom Couch. But just the way they work together. Like, he knew to hit that there, didn't he? You know, Tom Couch led, he was there. And, yeah.
You see so many sides that, okay, I'm 50, 60 out, I'm kicking against the breeze, I'm just still going to have a shot because I'm selfish. So they just waited. Launceston was set up in their zone. Couch snuck in behind it, bang, just little 35-metre chip and finishes off with a 35-metre goal.
Injury update, Macca?
Oh, yeah, warning from the boundary just said Avents had his thumb strapped. So, got one on the thumb, but could have been a little stinger to the shoulder as well.
In the centre of Windsor Park once again. The Bombers lead by 53 points. Out here to Walsh. He can't get a clean handball away. Here's Joby Harper. Little handball to Rushton. He has to backtrack. Gets it back to Dakin. Dodges around. Kicks to right half forward is Jared Dakin.
2 on 1.
2 on 1 again, this time against Whiting. Knocked away by Richter Salter, out of bounds. Couch 5 goals, 3 to Cox Goodger, 1 each to Donnelly and Whitford. And for the Blues, it's Polfriman and Thorpe. And if you've just joined us on the live stream on City Park Radio, Jay Blackberry taken off on a stretcher late in the second quarter with what appears to be a serious knee injury. Boundary throw in. As Jack Donnellan takes it. Oh, strong tackle there from Pearce, but over the shoulder. So Donnellan, who kicked the winning point last week, winning behind late in the game.
From about this spot, Dave.
Yep, round about this spot. Was knocked through, has to be said, but let's see if he can get another goal for the Blues.
Just that extra one that North Launceston seem to get back. Launceston are throwing an extra one up at the stoppage, and probably why they're doing well at the clearance. They have an extra body,
Yep.
but if you're going to win them, you've got to have someone to kick to, and if you're kicking to a 2-on-1, a 3-on-2 every time, makes it really difficult.
Jack Donnellan, slow, deliberate approach, delivers from 52, goes around a bit at the last moment. Distance is a concern. Big fly there. Gillo's got it. Snapped by Gillo. It's a goal. Good work there from Jimmy Gillo. An opportunist goal. And he gets the congratulations there of his teammates. He puts through the third goal for Launceston 3-6-24. North Launceston 10-11-71.
Good news for Jay Blackberry. He's actually up and sitting on the bench.
It's good.
So that's reports. The trainers are still having a look at him, but at least he's up and out there. So that's a good sign.
He hasn't gone to hospital with that, which is usually a bad sign.
If you do a knee though, like there's initial pain, Max, knee, and then things go okay then after a while. But obviously, from a structural point of view, if you want to play footy and turn and sidestep and do all that, you have to get it fixed if it is a bad ACL or something like that. So
you do. Yep.
As long as it's not a broken leg or ankle or dislocation or something like that, he doesn't need to go to hospital. Centre clearance, North Launceston. Jimmy Garnis hasn't been the worst today for Launceston. He's battled manfully down there. Shepherd. Him and Jordan Cousins have had a bit of a nil or draw, Shepherd and Cousins. Haven't seen much of it. Goes back to it. Garnis. Oh, well done here, Zach Burt. There's the forward line pressure. And he swings Dylan Riley out of bounds. And the umpire says, throw it in. Right in front of the commentary position here. The North Launceston faithful. They're happy with that effort, that forward line effort, that team effort of North Launceston. That's what they've built their brand on over the last 4 or 5 years, and that's why they've won premierships. They've just got that model now, all taken high. Could have been Shepherd. Umpire was blindsided, and it's going to be a ball up. Jake Pearce laying the tackle. So right in front of us here, the sun shines. North Launceston, Jake Pearce palms it down, only goes as far as Rundle. He gets caught. Umpire must have been blindsided again because that was dropping it. Ball comes. Here's Jake Hines, just kicks a bit of a mongrel torpedo down the line. Didn't have much in it. Over the top, Dakin only taps it as far as Foon. Foon, beautiful kick. Coming out, Zach Burt. He pinned the needle there. And Zach Burt, he lays back. Here's Tom Couch, one out. No, ball's going to fall short. Well done, Jake Hines, defensive mark.
Jake Hines goes in short here looking for Smith. Takes the mark. He's got an outlet now here in Joby Harper. Harper stops, deliberately kicks to the wing. Nice team play here from the Blues. Sam Rundle. They can launch an attack from here.
That little play there is probably what we've known Launceston for, but this kick here is the one.
Not a bad one as Whiting presents. He's knocked off it though. Good defensive effort there from Brad Cox, Goodyer. Shark here by Denellen. 5 metre kick forward taken by the Bombers. Handball laterally here towards Tang. Up against Shepherd. And it's out of bounds. Couple of kicks around from the Launceston goal. Been playing about 20 minutes here at Windsor Park. 10-11-71 North. Launceston 3-6-24. AFL update, Macca, at the next stoppage, please, as the boundary throwing comes in.
So keen to know how the Suns are going. Kangaroos by 14 down at Blunston. And it is the Power by 10 quarter time in Shanghai.
How long to go at Blunston there, Macca?
No, it's still in the third quarter, Max, is it?
31 up by quarter.
31. Sorry, I didn't do the reset. Sorry to all those Giants supporters out there. Kangaroos by 31, 3 minutes in.
Yes, they're
last quarter.
Amazing guard there. Couldn't pick it up. Pearce, likewise. Now Rundle, quick kick, smothered. Denellen, up forward here towards Smith. He can't take it. It's going to be another ball up. Couple of kicks out from the Launceston goal. Umpire lets it go.
Once again, Dave, the clearances, like they're going pretty well. 5 to 7 North Lonnie's way, but there's no smashing there. Inside 50s is the thing, though. Yep. 10 to 4 groups. 10 to 4 as the sun just shines off your piece of A4. What a beautiful bit of sun groups.
There's still no clear break from this congestion. The umpire will come in once again. So Tom Couch, you've just joined us. 5 goals today. He's been fantastic. Brad Cox Goodyer likewise. Solid backline effort too from the Northern Bombers. There's a releasing handball. Now Rundle, can you do something here for Lonnie? He puts it forward, but Mark's taken a half back. And that is Arian Richter Salter. As Rundle's slow to get up. Richter Salter goes to the outer side. Donnelly up there against Kelly Mansell. Donnelly off the ground. Only as far as Boyce. Gets around Harrison, but runs it out of bounds. Right in front of the North Launceston bench. As it's a sun-drenched, you probably, if you're watching the live stream, it's a beautiful sight here. The wind has dropped. It's nice and warm in the balcony for the first time today. Boundary throw in. It's Leadham and Burt. Leadham wins it to Denellen. Round the corner, Gillo's knocked off it, and Foon takes the mark. Jay Foon, left half back, goes short, looks for and finds Burt. Burt takes off straight away. Gets himself some space. Delivers nicely to Couch. Front edge of centre square. Gets around Tyrrell. Couch high. He's got a man all by himself on attacking 50. Thinks about playing on. And that's Mark Walsh. Who's a beautiful kick of the ball. He thinks about going short. He had Brad Cox-Goodyear, but he's going to go back for a kick. And he's one of the elite kicks in the competition. Half-time, the Lacasseljak Cup. Launceston City 0, South Hobart 1. Devonport through to the final earlier today. Here's Mark Walsh. Joby Harper on the mark. In the sunshine at Windsor Park. For goal, Mark Walsh. It's off to the right. And it's a contest. Bennett nearly takes the mark. At the front, House can't pick it up. Hodge releasing handball's a good one to Boyce. Boyce's handball's not a great one though, and it falls out of bounds in the forward pocket. Macca, I think I need a spell.
Need a spell. Good work, Dave Mohr.
It's North Launceston 71, Launceston 24.
And that's the difference today. Like Joe Boyce's handball, he just didn't hit a target. He had a bit of time, and he had two guys running on the outside for him, but just couldn't find the target.
Yeah,
the ball goes
missed,
over the ground.
missed targets galore today by foot and by hand. Down the front, leader money goes as far as the North Launceston on-ballers. Whitford puts the head down. Umpire says play on. 20 metres out from North Launceston's goal. They're going towards, we'll call it the river end of the ground, towards the Exeter end, Dave. The Launceston Christian School end.
I was going to say, Mac, a beautiful new oval at Launceston Christian School. Get back to that in a minute.
Yes, a joint partnership between the Christian School and the local council and the Launceston Football Club, and it's going to be great to have more junior footy played down this area. Inside 50, Burt, push out.
Proudly built by the Baker Group, done a lot with some good grounds.
Jeez, they're doing a lot around, aren't they?
The Mohr, wonder if that'll have a bit of turf in it.
Jimmy Agarnis going to get the free kick after Burt did the push out. Finds Dakin down the middle, one of those Tassie Mariners. Great to speak to Chase Jones at half-time today. And a big future ahead of him, young Chase. Is Joey Boyce. Goes back to Tyrrell, tries to take him on. Oh, you could be gone. 360's normally the go. Harrison over to Bennett. He's going to go hands to Burt. He's got to go Miller Hodge, but he can't do anything about it. Zach Burt, it's another team goal of the day. Tassie Artificial Turf, one of our great sponsors. And North Launceston, how many is that, Dave Mohr?
11-11-77.
3-6-24 Launceston. And that was just the turnover. Tyrrell, he tried to take the game on. Joey Boyce was the first issue, though, Max. Just put Tyrrell under too much pressure.
He did, and you can't do that. But is it him putting Tyrrell under too much pressure, or is it the North guys putting those guys under
bad
too much
decision
pressure?
making under pressure, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
But
They're relentless against the ball carrier, aren't they, Maxie, North? Yeah, they're just pack-like, really, in their attack at it.
They've got the capacity to sit off them half a metre or so, and just read the play and just attack them when they receive it.
25 minutes gone here at Windsor Park. It's 77 plays, 24. Couple of goals apiece in this quarter. Breaking away there is Lockie Young. Gets a handball to a teammate under pressure. And I think we'll get a secondary ball up here on the far side. So it's repeating that good news, following the bad news, that Jay Blackberry is back on the bench. So our thoughts are with him. And let's hope it's not a season-ending injury that he received in that second quarter. Back on play. Mark Walsh has it. Kicks off a step. Kicks it very high indeed. Up here in front of Zach Burt. Good work, Tyrrell. It's right at half 40 for the Bombers. Another ball up. And very close to three-quarter time. It's great to talk to Chase Jones today at half-time here on the live stream in City Park Radio. Impressive young man in the Mariners this year. Captain of the team as Walsh is on the ball. Handball over the top to Ponting. Chance now for the Bombers. Player tackle there was Cox-Goodyear.
Good tackle, Jake Hines.
Was indeed, and he'll be rewarded for that by getting a free kick at half-back. Gets it short, and Polfreman takes the mark.
Polfreman got the hair going and the moustache and the headband. Comes down, gives it to Tyrrell. He went to go right, he slipped over. Umpire has to call play on because he was off. Here's Jake Smith, one of those very few marks he's been able to take today. Agarnis runs for him on the inside. Here's young Jimmy. He's done pretty well. He's going to have a shot for goal. Doesn't normally do so. Sonny Whiting tried to hit him up. He's beaten Sonny Whiting. He's tackling someone without the ball. The umpire says play on. Jimmy Gillow there as well. Snapped one earlier in the quarter. Here's Rushton. He'll come through. Collects Aven on the way. He did the big bull in Rushton. He goes to snap, but it's well done and well cut off there by the North Launceston defender and out of bounds.
Another smother for the Bombers. There's been a few of those today.
Yeah, plenty of that. Just pressure. It's what they've built their play on. So boundary throw in, left forward pocket. Ball comes rolling in, going towards the city end of the ground, Launceston. They've only been able to kick, one for the quarter, Dave?
Yep.
So 3 goals, 6-24, Launceston. North Lonnie, 11-11, 77. Ball goes up and under, comes down, and there's the siren. There's the three-quarter time siren. So what was that, 3 goals? 3 goals to North Launceston for the quarter. And Launceston managed 2. So they are on 3-6-24, Launceston. North Lonnie, 11-11, 77. Goal kickers. Tom Couch has got the handful. He's got 5. Bradley Cox-Goodyear, 3. Whitford, Burt and Donnelly, 1 apiece. And for Launceston, 1 to Gillow, 1 to Polframan, and 1 to Thorpe.
City Park Radio, thanks to our sponsors, the Telstra stores at Quadrant Mall and Kings Meadows. We'll get some quick thoughts from Maxie Walker before we go back to the studio for some messages.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Look, it lacked a bit of bite that quarter. The bit of the sting's gone out of it, where we probably expected Launceston to come out and whilst they kicked the 2 goals, they were probably hoping to kick 3 or 4 like North did in the second quarter with the Breeze. Probably equal for that quarter. I wouldn't say that they won the quarter, but was a fairly equal quarter.
They bottled it up, didn't they? They bottled it up a bit more.
They did, Macca. It was pretty ugly to watch sometimes, to be honest, wasn't it? Wasn't A-grade footy.
No, the sting's definitely gone out of it, yeah.
I thought it was credit to Lonnie back line there and a lot of pressure in that quarter.
Oh, look, Agarnis has been really good.
Yep.
He's won his spot. Jamison House has done well. He's won his spot. Hines was better defensively that quarter. Dylan Riley, Dunellen as a midfielder has done really well. Riley started to create a bit more dash, and they did actually start to open the game up a little bit. But North Launceston, it's just going to be a matter of how far. The breeze is, not too significant down towards the city end. But it'll be interesting to see what they do, North Launceston, whether they start to take a couple of players off. Tom Couch, Bradley Cox-Goodyear, start to protect them, ready for a big second half of the season.
Time to take a break here from Windsor Park. It's City Park Radio and the Bupa TSL live stream. We're back in just a moment. North Launceston 11-11-77, Launceston 3-6-24. Team stats, hit-outs in that quarter. Launceston continue to dominate there, 18-10, 45-33 over the day. Clearance is pretty even. North Launceston 10, Launceston 9. Inside 50s, 14-6, so 44-22 over the day. North Launceston doubling the number of inside 50s of Launceston. Marks inside 57 apiece today, and 3 to North Launceston that quarter. Launceston haven't had a net mark inside 50, I don't think, since quarter time, which is interesting. Shots on goal, North Launceston 22-9, and free kicks 18-16 the Bombers' way. So they're pretty dominant in a few of those stats. But interesting, the hit-outs and the clearances are quite even, Macca, but it's that outside run that they haven't been able to provide.
Just the clean hands and they're able to find someone on the outside, whether it be a Ponting, even their half-backs. Richter Salters provide a good run. Dakota Bannister, he's that inside-outside player. And, they just don't have many weak areas, do they, of their side at the moment, North Launceston, even with McCulloch out.
That's right, and it's really encouraging. There's a lot of people around the Launceston huddle over there, so you can, I don't know if Simon can pan over to that one. There's a lot of people there, so a lot of supporters have come out today to support the Blues in this big game. Of course, they're just can't quite get over North Launceston, can they?
Is it psychological, Max?
Yeah.
Look, probably part of it is Macca. I think the other part of it at the moment is execution of their skills.
Yeah.
Yep, and they've certainly been under a lot of pressure today. I suppose the competition's sort of dividing a little bit, some stronger teams and weaker teams. A team like Launceston not getting a contest. I mean, they got a contest last week, obviously, against Glenorchy, but it's an uneven amount of times they're getting a contest over the season, isn't it?
The thing that worries me with Launceston boys is that they have a style of play that they want to play, contested, run to space, take a mark and whatever. The thing I see is when they don't get it on their terms, things really, they can't turn it around. They can't seem to find another way to play, and that's probably something Sam Lonigan's going to have to approach.
Yeah. So if you go back 12 months, like Sam's theory this time last year was, we're not too worried about the scoreboard. We'll get our pattern of play how we wanted to play, and at the end of the season they had that, but it hasn't taken the next step from where they were last. They're
definitely a premiership contender. If they get things their own way on a good day, and I don't know, they're just lacking that, probably still 2 or 3 big-bodied senior players that can match it with them. But as Dave said, Harper's going to be better for the run, and they've got maybe Lonigan to come back as well, and let's hope Blackberry isn't too injured. And we're going to hear about what's happening on the boundary. Adam Warney-Child down there.
Yeah, g'day guys. Just before the huddle, I did get to have a little bit of a chat to Jay, and everything sounds, okay for him. It's not sort of worst case scenario, which is all good. He said it'll be a few weeks, but all the tests are looking positive that it's not one of those big knees, so that's a positive thing for him. But coming out of the Launceston huddle there, probably the main things were like talking a lot of stats and the wins out of that and the pressure and all of that was there, but obviously that's not coming through on the scoreboard, so there's a disappointment for that. So I think it's very much Sam, as I said before, a positive man. He's just trying to keep that all upbeat at the moment, thinking quarter and quarter at a time, so seeing what they can finish off with. And Chris, what was North Launceston like? They'll be pretty happy with their efforts so far.
Yeah, I think the only thing worrying the coach was that they're counting their rotations each quarter, and it's been less and less each quarter. So he doesn't want to see them drop off and see them with less rotations in this last quarter. So he really wants them to keep the pressure on.
Well, there you go. All set for the last quarter, although the boundary umpires are looking over towards our direction, probably wanting us to get off the ground. I reckon that's maybe what it's all about. But they are getting in readiness for this final quarter here at Windsor Park.
Well done, boys. Thanks for your efforts during the day. And
thanks, boys.
Chris Sayer and Adam Child. We're about to get underway in the last quarter here of this clash between Launceston and North Launceston. Here's Matthew McGee.
The last quarter of the TSL game here between Launceston and North Launceston. We come. It was 1v2, but one has really shot out now as premiership favourites. Our odds on before today. They'll be even shorter after today. And North Launceston, they put the game to bed very, very early as the ball comes out here now in front of the interchange box. Not much happening for Launceston. They've copped an injury to Jay Blackberry. Thankfully, we're hearing it's probably not as serious as we first thought. They'll be better for the run, the likes of Harper. Their D-League side, their Mercury Cup side, is pretty strong. Hines scrubs one inside 50, and Mitch Thorpe takes the mark. 25 out on a pretty tight angle, tucked away in the pocket. And we saw Tom Couch kick one from here before, maybe a little bit more angle. He put a banana through. Mitch Thorpe gets a word of advice on his kicking style from the North Launceston faithful. And he's 25 out. About 10 metres in from the boundary, kicking towards the river end of the ground. He comes in, deliberate approach. We're right behind it. And he kicks that one. So there's 2 for Mitch Thorpe. He's 29 for the season. And Mitch Thorpe gets another one. They got to win this quarter, Launceston. Bit of pride on the board. And he gets the goal for Launceston. So they're away. They've got to win the quarter, Max.
They certainly do, Macca. And they've started well. That's something they couldn't do in the first quarter against the Breeze, so and I think the Breeze has probably dropped a little bit now too, so it might just level things out a bit, or it could go the other way and North continue their dominance.
It's a glorious late afternoon here at Windsor Park with the sun drenching the oval.
I'm just looking too. Launceston got 2 games in Hobart on the trot. They play North Hobart at North Hobart, and then Lauderdale down there as well. So big fortnight coming up for Launceston, bit of road travel.
Horferman to Harper, who gets up to half 40 to Jamison House. He tackles Tang now. Release now to Jared Dakin. He finds his way through Jared Dakin. Exciting play here from the youngster to Thorpe, who falls over. It was a low pass. It evaded him. Out the back here is Cousins. He does well. He backs himself. Jordan Cousins. He kicks outside defensive 50. Walsh might have got a push. No.
Good defensive work.
Harper getting into the game now. He gets a bit of a push there from Walsh after he delivers a kick, but he delivers nicely to Kelly Mansell, who takes the mark, 30 out, just slightly left of centre, and Roller Kelly Mansell will line up for the Blues.
That was good work by Harper. He had the forearm up.
Yep.
That's the correct technique.
Great work by young Jared Dakin here too, even though the kick
he'd be disappointed with the kick.
He would, but
backed himself.
He certainly backed himself, and
he's got some tricks.
He certainly has, yeah. Yep.
Another Longford original, Max?
He is a Longford boy. Father was drafted to the Swans back in about 1987, 88.
Ruller Kelly Mansell approaches the man on the mark. For goal, Ruller has pushed it a little bit to the right, and he misses, one behind. 4-7-31 the Blues. North Launceston 11-11-77. Margin's 46. As he kicks to himself to Cousins. Kicks to wide here, but Kelly Mansell's there again. Takes the mark. He's got a little chip over the top, and he gets it nicely to Sonny Whiting on the boundary line. Sonny Whiting's kicked a number of goals, and he's going to get this one because it's a 50-metre penalty. And he tells his opponent all about it there.
Must have been the push he gave him on the way.
Jackie Avent.
Oh, Sonny.
Gave away the 50. So he's going to kick right directly in front. He does, converts the goal, and that's 5 goals now for the Blues. 5-7-37. North Launceston 11-11-77. So that's 2 goals to 0 in this quarter for the Blues, and they're starting to show something, Maxie.
They are, and that's what we expect from them being so far behind, Dave. They've got to show a bit of grit, and like Macca said, start preparing themselves for the next 2 weeks. They've got to go into those couple of games. First one against the Tigers, you said? North Hobart.
North Hobart. Yeah. So North Launceston have the Tigers next week.
Yep. So they've got to get a bit of momentum out of this game and carry forward for a good showing against North Hobart, because they'd be licking their lips waiting for a win, I would think.
The Kangaroos look home at Blunston, boys. They're up by 35 points towards the end of the last quarter, so the Giants have run out of puff. And in Shanghai, it's a very accurate Suns, 4-1-25. They trail Port Adelaide, 4-5-29. The most watched game ever, they reckon, today's game in China could be. Dave, what a great asset it is for the AFL to get over to those outer regions. The Chinese will take it on. And this is a great tackle for North Launceston. Geez, we're a long way from Shanghai. Tom Couch. If it was the first quarter, he might have had a shot from here. He was that much on fire, kicking long balls. But he's going to just pop it up, 20 metres out from goal. He finds someone out on the pocket. That's Tom Bennett.
Your boy.
All on his own, in front of a Garnis. And Tom Couch had the vision to spot Bennett in the forward pocket. He's tucked right away, though. And he's going to be kicking from about 30 metres, right on the boundary.
Poor marking then by Garnis.
Yeah, he just sort of lost. I think he thought Couch was going to kick it more to the top of the square, which is, from our angle, that's where the kick looked to be going. Bennett, it's an ugly looking style, but he's put the head over it and it's gone straight over the goal umpire's head for another goal. So it's probably one of the better set shots we've seen from today. And Tom Bennett gets another goal, and he's just done enough today. He's created a lot of opportunities early and taken probably 4 marks for the game. So not bad from the defenders on him, but geez, he does a lot of work.
This reminds me of last week's game a bit, boys. It was a low-scoring scrap for 3 quarters, and I know it was player fatigue or what, but in the last quarter,
just tiredness probably.
It really opened up. So let's hope we see a few goals.
I don't know if the margin's going to be as close, Dave.
No, it was certainly a thriller last week. It's 6 minutes gone. We've already seen 3 goals in this quarter. 2 to Launceston, 1 to North Launceston. 12-11-83 plays 5-7-37. Leadham does well to Hines, to Palfreyman. Over the top now to Hodge. Short kick to the wing finds Kelly Mansell. Good footy there from the Blues. Out of the centre contest. Lays back on a short pass as Kelly Mansell. He finds Palfreyman on the far side, marking in front of Lee. Palfreyman. Eyes darting inside, but goes down the line. Contest here. There's a lot of North Launceston defenders, although it falls to Jake Smith. Kick straight away. He had a bit more time, perhaps. So it's going out towards Jack Event, pursued by Whiting. Event gets the kick away just in time to Donnelly. Donnelly slips over under pressure. Now to Ponting. Ponting goes backwards to Foon. They've done this well, North Launceston, so far.
They just work for each other, Dave. Look at them.
Ponting and short now to Donnelly. Oh, he just gets there. So about 10 possessions there in about a 20-metre radius. And they look like they're going to clear from defence. Inside 50s this quarter, Groobs. We've got 5-1 Launceston's favour.
Free kick, Dylan Riley, holding on Bradley Cox. Good job.
Thanks, Macca. I took my eye off the play there for a moment. So it's a free kick to Riley. So Launceston finishing the game pretty well so far in this last quarter. Long way to go. Still got 20 minutes or so of footy to go. Riley, penetrating kick to attacking 50. Bit of a wrestle there. Hines cruises around. Drops what he probably should have taken in the end. Donnelly straight to House. Shrugs a tackle. Back to Denellen. Cruising past is Tyrrell. Tyrrell on his left foot. Beautiful kick up here looking for Thorpe. In front is Richter Solder. Straight to Cousins. Does well, but his handball's not great to Tang. Puts him under pressure. Tang might be penalised here. He's chicken-winged. Umpire has mercy.
Geez, Max, North Launceston would be wrapped in Connie Young's performance on Mitch Thorpe. Hasn't given him an inch all day.
Absolutely, been very tight.
Yeah, very, very tight. He's done well. He's a nice size, Connie Young. A bit taller than his brother. Ball comes out here to Harris. Scrappy handball. Here's Bannister. Oh, there's another scrappy handball. This one goes to Mansell. Comes out to Hines. Hines caught. Good tackle. Connie Young. Comes out to Cousins. Foon. There's always an option. Always an option for the Bombers. Comes out. This is chopped off, though, and this is Miller Hodge. So the young Scotch Oakburn student, Miller Hodge. Tassie Mariner, part of the all-conquering. Looks inside, goes long. Chopped off by Cousins. Foon. Right in front of the wet area there. Launceston is caught. He looks to be caught. He is caught. Good tackle. Well done. We'll find out who that one is, Dave, as he gets up.
James Gillow.
James Gillow. So he's on his left foot, but he's in the wrong pocket for a left footer. And he's kicked one today, didn't he? Got one early on. Nice goal in the third quarter. Nice snap on his right foot, actually. So he's lining up in front of the can bar. Should be pretty chilly over there as that sun's gone. We had a little bit of sun. Gillow, left foot, set shot. Fading is Sunny. Can't get himself up over Lee. The ball goes out through for a point. And that is Launceston 5-8-38, North Launceston 12-11-83, 10 minutes gone. You're listening to City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5, or via the Bupa TSL live stream.
Jaden Harris takes the mark.
Been impressed with him, Dave.
Yep. He gets the handball released now to Cox Goodger. He's kicked up here towards Donnelly, attended to by Shepherd. Donnelly nearly takes the mark. Shepherd does well. He kicks it a little toe poke there looking for Rundle, but Donnelly on the follow-up picks it up. Harris there again. He's going to go backwards here with a long sweeping handball. Ambitious, does it well. Foon gets through about 5. Kicks short here looking for Bennett. Lumbers after it. Oh, he's met there by Rushton. The two went hard at it.
But there it is, though. Bennett really didn't have to go at that.
Yep.
You know, last quarter, what are they up by 7 goals? But it's the North Launceston brand, isn't it? They're a factory. Like young Harris out here, what's he played? 3 or 4 games? Has he played that many?
Yep.
And he just comes into the system and just knows how to play the North Launceston way.
Well, keep an eye on Tommy Bennett because I think he's got himself a decent corky out of that contest. He's limping back. Here's Bannister now. He throws on the boot. High kick towards Burt. Smacked out over the back there by, that was Riley. Couch shot for goal. Pushed off it. Chance for the Bombers once again in the pocket. Player tackled. And it's off hands, out of bounds for a throw-in.
It'll be interesting to talk to Taylor Whitford after the game, just in regards to Tom Couch. Is it a week-by-week proposition in regards to his availability? Do they have a plan, a calendar? He's played the last 3, hasn't he, or something? So
I think he's missed one. Tom Bennett is coming off the ground. We'll get our boundary riders on the case there.
Might be a nice way for him just to put the feet up next week against the Tigers, Dave, and just have a little week off.
Yes, he may do. As the kick comes towards the front of goal.
That's what I'd be doing.
As Miller Hodge gathers. Kicks along the wing.
They've got a massive game in a fortnight, North Launceston, Dave.
Marked by Foon.
Glenorchy at Glenorchy. So that's
Big
the one they're going to keep an eye on. Yeah, my word.
Foon Cuppa kicks out from goal. Invited to play on. Confronted by Whiting. Kicks high. And it's a nice mark taken in defence there by Dylan Riley. Short over here towards Hines. Not a great kick, but Hines has a heap of time to pick it up. Steadies. And gets it to Jamison House at left half back. He goes inboard and finds Harper. He's running out the game okay. Harper switches now to Denellen. He's got a release handball if he wants him to Tyrrell. He goes there now. Tyrrell takes a bounce. He might go to Shepherd. No, instead he goes here towards Casey Brown. Brown up here to Rushton. Clears him. Over the back, it's Foon. Great game today, Jay Foon. Nice handball to Event, the old firm there in the back line for North Launceston. Event, elite sort of kick there, beautiful. To the advantage of Couch. Couch, inside out, check side. Only as far as Hodge. He had not much option there, Tom Couch. Hodge still in there. Gets around nicely. Skillful play, Miller Hodge. Back to Harper, round the corner. Finds Tom Shepherd, right half back.
He's got the ice on Tommy Bennett. Copped a little one there, so he's done for the day. Thanks for warning out on the boundary. Lockie Young gives it over to Cox Goodger. Little up and under kick. Could be a push in the back Ponting, but he's well done there, Casey Brown. And Casey Brown is going to be getting a 50 away from Ponting. Actually, Ponting's had a lot of inside ball. Not as flashy probably as he has been mostly. Maxwell, all over down at Kangaroo Park, down at Bellreeve. 112 to 69. Big Benny Brown kicks 5-1. He's in form, Big Benny.
I certainly hope they got a crowd there, Macca, with those 50% tickets they were selling down there.
Don't think they did. We'll get to that in a minute.
I'm hearing it could be one of the lowest ever at Bellreeve. Anyway, Dave will keep us updated on that. Here's Bannister through the middle. He's got Burt. He's up against Riley. Burt. Oh, Zach Burt. Dylan Riley just lost in there, lost all body contact, did not put any pressure on. And Zach Burt, it was a terrific kick from Bannister. He put the eyes up and he saw Zach Burt. Big fella to big fella. And Zach Burt takes the mark 30 metres out. Not much at an angle.
Sorry, was Dakota Bannister in the Mariners program?
Was he in the Mariners program? Yes, I think he was. Yep. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. But only as an 18. I don't think he played like sort of through the grades. Yep. No, I'm pretty sure he was. Zach Burt comes in. Once he kicked one for the day. Got it off the end of the toe, and he's just snuck it in. The umpire did a lot of work, Zach Burt. That's his 17th goal for the season for Zach Burt. He's got one in the third and one in the fourth. And, Big Benny Brown, he's done well. And Jared Wake kicked 4, Jeremy Cameron 2. And pretty close over in Shanghai. The Gold Coast Suns trail Port Adelaide by 9 points.
I noticed they haven't used Zach Burt much in defence so far this year. They don't think they need to.
What a plus that's what I'm saying. That's how, Connor Young, and Tang, they've been able to fill the gaps there. And Rick DeSolda plays above his height. He's a really nice player down there.
You got Lockie Young come back to the club this year.
Lockie Young's there as well, playing sort of wing defence, defensive wingman.
Back in the middle, Leadham gets it to Harper. Releasing handball back to the big fella and Leadham. Over the top to Rushton. Handball's over his head. Looking here for Shepherd, who takes it. Tries to get a kick away and does. Towards Dakin. Taken by Harris. Cruising past is Walsh. Up against Dakin. Rushton tries to pick his pocket and can't do so. Eventually gets a push in the pack. There's Mark Walsh.
I go back to the first quarter match. Lonnie 1-6. If that's 4-2. Is the psyche different? Is the game different?
2 or 3 goal game, isn't it?
Walsh inside 50 finds Whitford, and there's some news on the boundary that Couch is icing his shoulder as well. So just resting a few in this last quarter.
It happens when you carry the team in the first half. You get a bit sore shoulders.
That's it.
Tommy Couch, 5 goals, 4 in the first half.
Taylor Whitford has kicked the 1 goal today in the third quarter. Beautiful goal it was too.
And he just does enough every week, doesn't he? Leads the team. He's silky smooth. Foz.
He's the coach, Taylor Whitford. It's a similar distance to what he converted from in the third quarter. Goes around slightly, Taylor Whitford. Is the distance there? I don't think it quite is. Almost a mark in the square. That might have been Burt. It's taken away now by Tyrrell on the far side in the sunshine. Releases to Boyce. Further to Paul Freeman.
Jeez, that's good
Paul
chase.
Freeman takes on the tackle. He just gets it away in time to Boyce. They're under pressure now, the Blues. They'll turn it over here, I reckon they will.
Jake Pearce.
Too high, sorry.
It's unlucky, but Jake Pearce tackled after he'd run from the goal square to there. It was a 50-metre sprint.
That's great stuff by the Bombers as Gillow from the free kick up to the wing. Shoveled forward by Foon. Ends up now back here with Cousins, who's coming up in the second half. Got a bit of it. Lovely kick inside 50. Burt's can't quite take it. Has he got the recovery on the ground?
He's beat 3.
Straight in the post. That might have been Tassie artificial turf goal of the day if he'd have converted that one.
But, beat 3 of them. There was 3 Launceston defenders, Dave. Kick in.
Yep.
Goes to Harper. First game back for Harper. Over to Hines. Bad bounce. Goes to Tyrrell. He'll go left side. Comes back in on the 45. Terrible kick. Goes straight down Ponting's throat. Ponting, Richter Solder, another left footer. He goes short. Gives it to Donnelly. So Donnelly, the first of the day, set the tone. Spree coming round. He's having a look. Goes short, can't find Whitford. Could have been dragged down, chopping the arms. Dave Mohr reckons. That's high against Hines. That's going to be a free kick. Taylor Whitford.
The young
right on the 50, a bit further out this time.
Sorry, Mackie, young Dakin's cramped up, I think.
Yeah, geez, they're wounded soldiers at the moment, Launceston. So North Launceston, they're going to go to 6-1. Their percentage was already over 200 max. And today's going to be a great day for him. Whitford's, he's going to have a shot. He's a long way out. I'd imagine he's going to try and pop this up. He does so, right to the top of the square. They're going to fly again. Over the top. No one touched it, through for a point. North Launceston, they go along 13-91 to 5-8-38. Max is going to pop himself up tonight with a nice little English tea. He's going to have a little scone and he's going to watch the wedding.
I'll watch the test pattern before the wedding.
Oh, you'll watch it. This is a terrible turnover and it goes straight to Ponting, 30 metres out. You'll be watching.
No,
you want to know what colour hat the Queen's going to wear?
Blue.
You can bet on that.
Blue.
You can bet on that. Bet responsibly. Blue.
7-1.
I reckon orange, like a pastely orange.
No.
She'll wear. Gee, she's going well, the Queen, Foz.
Don't forget the highlights, Macca.
Yeah, the highlights is on the stream. Here we go. Ponting. Deliberate approach. 35 out. Leans back, and there's another one. 14-13-97. North Launceston. Launceston 5-8-38. So round one, it was how many? 66 points. And where are we at now, Dave?
59.
Not quite. Yeah, so we're nearly there again, aren't we? Disappointing effort from Launceston Football Club.
One of the big things that I've noticed today, North have got 2 or 3 teenagers like the Bennetts and Simpsons have gone out, and you've got young
Mazengarb
and
Jaden Harris,
other little saucy. Yep, yeah. Jaden Harris. They come in, they do the same job.
They do. They just know what they're doing and how to do it, don't they? It's just that North Lonnie way started by Zane Littlejohn all those years ago, and then taken on by Tom Couch, and now Taylor Whitford.
Here's Rushton getting inside 50. Tang taps it out to Foon. Tries to get it back to Tang. Rushton lays a tackle. Might have been too low. Play on, says the umpire. And it's rushed out of bounds. Right on the 50-metre line. Been playing 19 and a half minutes here in the last quarter. The sun sets here on the West Tamar. And another big win coming up in the local derby to the Northern Bombers. Blues have got some work to do. They play them again in another few weeks at UTAS Stadium on a Friday night.
Oh, that's good.
As Lee kicks up the line looking for Hodge. Play on, must have been touched. Hodge is in a wrestling manoeuvre there with Pierce and Brad Cox-Goodger.
Friday night, Foz.
Yep.
You have to make sure Warney's rugged up. She could be a bit fresh down the boundary Friday night at Utah's the middle winner.
Here's Rundle. Kicks off a step. Rushton in a wrestle. Nearly takes a mark. Does he?
Got to be paid.
Not paid. Didn't quite get the second grab, says the ump. Here's Whiting. Handball to Gillow. Gillow for goal. Sneaks it in. Well done to the Blues. And that's their third goal for the last quarter. And another goal to Jimmy Gillow. And Blues go along to 6-8-44. North Launceston 14-13-97. It's 3 goals apiece in the last quarter. He's handy, Jimmy Gillow, isn't he, Maxie? He just pops up and gets his 2 or 3 goals a game. Great goal sense.
That's all you need from your small forwards, Foz. If you can get a couple of goals out of him, and he applies a fair bit of pressure as well, Gilly. He's not endowed with speed, but he reads it well and harasses them well. And if you can get $2, $2. Not if you can get $2 very responsibly. If you can get 2 goals out of him every week, Sam Lonergan will be happy, I reckon.
Back in the middle, it's taken away by Bannister. Breaks a tackle. Up here towards Burt in a wrestle with Aganis. Burt can't take the mark.
Well done,
free
Jimmy.
kick is going to be to Jimmy Aganis.
He took the front position and got the free kick accordingly. So Aganis squares the ball up. Comes out to Harper. He just can't get off the man at the moment to Shepherd. It goes down Donnelly's throat, but over the top, the running machine in Miller Hodge. Right foot, a terrible possession again, and Rick DeSoto off half back. He's been solid. All those years ago, he was a youngster, but he's played 50-odd games now. He just finds Bradley Cox-Goodger. So Cox-Goodger right on centre wing. What are we looking? 21, 22 minutes gone. Goes back to Rick DeSoto. Rick DeSoto looks in. No, it comes down his Cousins. So they just chip it around. Do as they please, do the Bombers. Just repeating, Tom Couch has 5. That's the big news. And also Jane Blackberry with a knee injury. He was out of the game in the second quarter on a stretcher. Ponting wins the contest. Here's Bannister, by word, he's been good today. Gives the shrug off for Polfram and tackle. Riley runs, gives it by hand over to Shepherd. Gives it to Jake Smith. He looks Whiting. Whiting is on. Thorpe inside 50, can't get off his opponent. He's going to go long, trying to find Thorpe. Here's Thorpe and Young. Thorpe puts him up and takes it in front of Young. So there's the movement that Thorpe needs as a forward. Continues to get the applause from the North Launceston supporters.
Might have to turn the effects mic down, I think.
They like to tell him what he's done. Doesn't matter whether he plays at South or whether he was at the Storm or whatever. Remember, he did have a season, didn't he, at North Launceston, Mitch Thorpe? They soon forget.
The Thorpe boys rule there.
Yeah, Mitch Thorpe. 30 metres out, directly in front. Leans back. Nice kick, Mitch Thorpe. There's another goal. He's got a couple of consolations in the last. There's 3 goals. He takes his season tally to 30. And the leading goal kicker in the TSL. But look, that was a really good kick. It was good ball movement. It was a link-up play there. Shepherd was good, came inboard, and it was Sonny Whiting. But it all started because Jimmy Agarnis plays in front, gets the free kick, and then moved the ball. Really good attack from Miller Hodge. And Thorpe gets his 3rd. North Launceston 14-13-97. They're 47 points in front of Launceston, 7-8-50. You're listening to 103.7, 96.5 on City Park Radio or via the Bupa TSL live stream. And you're going to listen to the captain of the commentary train to bring us home, Dave Mohr.
Macquarie down the rooms for an interview with Taylor Whitford very soon. As picking up the ball is Pearce. Kicks deep here, looking for Burt. But Jimmy Agarnis, once again.
He's been their best four-quarter performer.
Absolutely, as he cruises away now. Kicks to half back here, looking for... I think that's Ryan Tyrrell over there in the gloom.
Not good enough for the votes, though, Matt.
In fact, it's Casey Brown. Brown up the wing. And,
North Launceston, 3-2-1.
Spills out of bounds in front of Joey Boyce. 14-13-97 North Launceston. Launceston 7-8-50. This last quarter, it's 4-3. So Sam Lonning will be pleased with the fact they're probably going to win this last quarter. Probably got 3 or 4 minutes to go. It's a boundary throw in on the far side. Falls a bit short. Lee just taps it down in front of himself. Taken here by Paul Freeman. Paul Freeman further up the wing. Thorpe's in there. Outside he's attacking 50. Inside 50s in this last quarter for Dave Gruber. 10-9, so pretty even. Launceston in front.
The clearances, they're in front again for Dave Gruber. They're 8-5 up.
As Brad Cox-Goodger backs himself, gets out of the congestion to Cousins. By hand to Lockie Young.
Oh.
He has to retreat. He does it well, though. And he has an outlet here in Arian Richter Solder. Takes the mark over his head. Takes a bounce. Doesn't get a kind one, but it gets back to him somehow. Up here to half forward to Burt. It's a pretty open 50 ahead, so he stops and waits till he gets an option. We can hear the call of Burter in our effects mic as he goes long, but no one's there apart from Dylan Riley, who's had a good second half.
Yeah, worked his way into it.
Riley now invited to play on, so goes short, looking for Denellen, who didn't go hard at it. Burt did, and he knocked it out of bounds. Next week, Sea Park Radio will be at UTAS Stadium with myself and the great Barry Trifford and Maxie Walker. North Launceston versus the Tigers. As it's a boundary throw in. It's half time at Shanghai. Port Adelaide by 13 points. Earlier today, GWS were defeated by North Melbourne down at Blunston as Paul Freeman takes it. Taken by Denellen, he's tackled. And he's penalised, is Jack Denellen. Took on the tackler. And I tell you what, Brad Cox-Goodger, how many has he kicked today, Macca?
Brad Cox-Goodger kicked 3, David.
And he's well within range. He loves these. He's going to kick for our radio listeners from about just inside 50. And from a 45-degree angle on the left-hand side of Windsor Park. Standing the mark is Jack Denellen. That could be in the rooms after the game with Taylor Whitford. Here we go for Brad Cox-Goodger. Releases. Will it swing back enough?
Oh, it's hung
on. I think it did. Just inside the right-hand goal post. 4 goals to Brad Cox-Goodger. 15 now for North Launceston. 15-13, 103. Launceston 7-8-50. And boys, we have to decide on the Tassie artificial turf goal of the day. Do we like Couch's one earlier from outside 50, keeping it low into the breeze?
This one into the breeze, the one down there
Yep.
from inside. Bradley Cox, good you kick one, but yeah, Tom Couch, give it to
Tom Couch.
Tom Couch. Just
Okay.
package them all up. Package them
I
up.
might see if you can get a word with Tommy down in the rooms afterwards. What do you think, Macca?
Jeepers. Now you're putting
You
me on
pay
the
a bit
spot.
of overtime?
Hey, a bit of overtime, get paid.
Check his availability for the interview and for games.
For
Check his
games,
story.
That's right.
Yeah, well, all the opposition will be pretty keen for him not to come over. As I said, he's got that job with the tennis, so as the tennis season props up, maybe, but I reckon he'd have a good plan as to when he's available, when he's not. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. There's the siren. It's North Launceston, 15-13, 103. They've came over here to Windsor Park and they've conquered Launceston 7-8-50. It was all over in the first half, to be honest. It was North Launceston by 7 goals at half-time. They ended up winning by 8, nearly 9 goals. And it was the Tom Couch show early on. He kicked 4 goals in the first. He finished with 5. Bradley Cox-Goodger with 4. Zach Burt with 2. And singles to Taylor Whitford, Tom Bennett, Josh Ponting and Tom Donnelly. And for Launceston, Mitch Thorpe got 3 in the end. A couple of consolations in the last quarter. James Gillow with 2. Brody Polferman 1. And Sonny Whiting 1.
And Macca will head down to the rooms.
I'm on my way.
No problem. And Maxie, some thoughts just immediately after the siren.
Yeah, thanks, Dave. Look, again, we've just seen the superiority of North Launceston in the State League footy at the moment, isn't it? It's all one-way traffic for them. Yeah, they had that hiccup earlier in the year when they had the gastro against Glenorchy, but I don't think they'd be too worried about that result in the bigger picture of things. Today, look, I thought Launceston did a better job in the second half. They were serviceable, but just the overall strength right across the ground, right from their... You know, I think you mentioned it earlier about Richter Solder plays above his height. Working himself into the game really well certainly in the second half when Launceston come back into it and the ball was up his end a bit more. He was certainly well. Tang, great acquisition for them. Replaces the big guy who played on the wing for him last year, Wazitsky.
No, you're thinking of the year before. You're thinking of Big Louis Holmer.
Yes, sorry, Holmer last year, yeah. So they've just got the capacity, North, for those 2 or 3 blokes to move out and they get them coming back in. So you've got Dakota Bannister coming back this year. You've got Lockie Young, guys like that. So that if they lose a couple, they're just replacing them with quality guys as well. So not just footballers, probably quality people around their club also. But, look, Launceston, they'd be nearly happy with their second half, but certainly the first half, and in particular that first quarter, cost them big time when they kicked, 1 goal 6, wasn't it? So, like Macca said earlier, if they'd kicked 3-3 or 4-2 or something, they would have been in with a sniff a bit closer.
For our live stream viewers, we'll finish up in a second, and we'll go back to our studio in just a moment. But we'll have interviews in the rooms with Taylor Whitford, with Macca coming up. But to our live stream listeners, viewers, I should say, thank you for joining us today here at the Bupa TSL live stream each and every week of the TSL season. Thanks to Simon, our streamer. Great performance again today behind the camera. Final score here for our stream viewers: 15-13, 103 North Launceston defeated Launceston 7-8-50. Bye from Windsor Park, and for City Park Radio listeners, here are some messages.